you. And when you're ready, you can actually buy it. All this info here is so you can buy. You can either call 0333 241 241, or you can go to shopontv.co.uk. Remember, we are your official shopping show on ITV and STV. We're a partnership with ITV and STV, and that means that, you know, this is not just some paid advertisement. You can trust us because we are governed by all of the rules and regulations that ITV and STV are, Ofcom advertising standards, all of that. Your money is safe, I can guarantee that. So when you go to shopontv.co.uk, click the banner live on air shop now. You'll see that when you go to the homepage. Scroll down and you'll find all of the items. You've got the duvet, the pillow we don't have a huge amount of stock of. Get it while you can. It's a medium firm support pillow. It is amazing. We've also got 100% pure silk pillowcases, front and back, AAA grade Mulberry Silk. We've got white, we've got that wonderful Arctic blue, we've got the green sage, and we've got the desert sand. We do have one size of mattress in stock if you want a mattress that gives you silk under you as well as with the duvet on top of you. If you don't want to replace your whole mattress, we've also got a mattress topper, a 5-inch mattress topper, filled with miles and miles of AAA grade Mulberry Silk. And also, if your dogs are barking, we've got a fantastic footstool, great bit of furniture, but it's also an elite foot massager. Yes. Right, OK, let's get into it. So, yeah, bring your questions in. And as I say, if you've got Mulberry Silk already, drop us an email. I'd really appreciate it if you confirm what we're saying on the show, that we are telling the truth, number one, which we do, we want to, that's always the way we work, but also your experience. Maybe you've bought Mulberry Silk on a previous show and now you've discovered just how good it is, and it's good by orders of or better by orders of magnitude compared to what comes you know, beneath it, in my experience. So I'd love to hear your personal testimony. Right, here he is. He's back, the man who's been in business for more years. He doesn't look old enough, I know, but for more years than most businesses have. It's the one and only Ray Kennedy from Arcade Sales. Good to see you, Ray.
Morning to all the viewers. Nice to be back.
So basically, you are the exclusive distributor of Mulberry Silk, the official Mulberry Silk manufacturing company's products in the UK.
It's important. I think it's important that we mention this at the beginning of the show. Everything we have on offer this morning is made by the official Mulberry Silk Company. Our head office is in Vancouver. We trade internationally in 35, 36 countries throughout the world. Everything we sell, as Rob has mentioned, has an unconditional 10-year guarantee. 10 years.
On the duvet, sure.
Right, on the duvet. Yep. 2 years on the pillows. Anything you buy, you can buy it with complete confidence. But the interesting thing is, this is very interesting, I think, as far as value for money is concerned. The duvet we are offering this morning, the price, believe it or believe it not, is slightly lower this morning than it was when we first introduced it on television 22 years ago.
Wow.
Now, when we mention this word luxury, people very often think, uh-oh, it's going to cost a lot of money. It's not the case with Mulberry Silk. The way we market our products is quite simple. We only have one distributor in every country. Our distributor in this country is Shop and TV. You can only buy it from Shop and TV. We don't supply shops. And by doing that, we keep the price low, and we keep the value, well, just wonderful. So let's go, let's see what we can do. We've got duvets, we have pillows, we have pillow slips, all top quality, all Mulberry Silk, no inferior fibres mixed in. The best of the best.
Ray, I think it's important because I always try to start the show as I did with a bit of a summary. But in your words, I mean, you've said unconditional money-back guarantee for everybody to try all these products.
Yes.
Why is Mulberry Silk special? What is special? Why is this different to any other duvet or pillow you can buy?
Mulberry Silk is special. Well, first of all, silk is special, period.
Yeah.
But Mulberry Silk, if you go into, say, a search engine like Google or Wikipedia, type in all about silk. Now remember, Rob, they're not trying to sell you anything. They're simply answering questions.
Yeah, it's information.
And what they will tell you is this. If you type in all about silk, Google will tell you, within the silk industry, Mulberry is considered to be the king of silks. That's the word they use to describe it, king. There can only be one king, and within the silk industry is Mulberry. Now, we are using long-fibre silk, and that's very important. It's not little pieces of silk that are chopped up and thrown in a haphazard fashion.
Leftovers or whatever, yeah.
Each strand of silk within this duvet, unbroken in one piece, is over 1 mile long. This duvet is machine washable. You can wash it as often as you want. A cold
There are the
wash,
silk fibres on
30
the screen now.
degrees,
Yeah.
tumble dry or line dry. Once or twice a year, on a warm sunny day, if you drop it over the washing line in the garden, the UV rays of the sun will totally purify and cleanse it. It'll wick away moisture. It'll wick away 30% of its own weight in moisture or sweat.
So does that mean you don't wake up all
You don't
clammy
waking
and
up
sweaty?
all
Yeah.
sticky and horrible.
Yeah.
You know, it's a funny thing, Rob. You know, from previous shows we have done quite a few shows, you and I, over
Yeah,
the years.
indeed.
As a company, we exhibit every year for the last 67 years we've been in business. We exhibit at every major exhibition in Britain. For 200 days of every year, you'll find me at an exhibition somewhere in Britain attempting to sell silk. I go to the same shows year in, year out, selling silk. So I've got a fair idea of what the public like as far as bedding is concerned. And Rob, the biggest problem people have as far as getting a decent night's sleep is concerned, they get too hot in bed.
Yeah.
Not too cold, too hot.
Yeah.
They're waking up 4 o'clock in the morning, one leg dangling out the bed, backside sticking out the duvet, duvet off, duvet on, duvet off, duvet on. Now they're awake, Rob, when they should be asleep.
Yep.
Now, one of the main reasons, not the only reason, but one of the main reasons they get too hot. Now, silk is a natural protein similar to your hair. It lets your body breathe. So any lady going through the menopause, don't think twice. Instantly, take my advice, buy yourself one of these duvets. As far as sleep is concerned, it will change your life. And if it doesn't, you're not married to it. You don't have to keep it. Lift the telephone, phone our office. A live person will answer the telephone. Say, I don't like this duvet. And we will say, well, thank you for trying it. Give me your name and address, and we will send you all your money back. So you're taking no risk. We've been selling these in television in the United Kingdom now for 23 years. In Canada, that's where our head office is, for 37 years. This is a very high quality product at a very affordable price, backed up with a bulletproof money-back guarantee. Warm in the winter, cool in the summer. Machine washable, allergy board approved. That's crucial.
Yeah.
People with allergies, why waste your money on a duvet that's packed with dead dust mites? No dust mites in silk. That's not me saying that. That's not Rob saying it. That's the United Kingdom Allergy Board saying it. And here's the certificate to prove it.
Which is renewed every year.
It's renewed. Now, do you know why they do that, Rob?
Do tell.
Very often you go into a place of business, you see certificates in the wall that have been there for 30 or 40 years. And sometimes, not always, but sometimes the companies who have these certificates, they let the manufacturing standards drop. Now that cannot happen with us. The Allergy Board are clever, they're smart. They walk into our premises unannounced. They don't phone up a week before and say, I'm coming in next Tuesday. They just come in unannounced and they check. They make sure our premises are hygienic and clean. All of the claims we are making are authentic and true and legal. And if we fall down at any part of this inspection, this certificate is taken away overnight.
Yeah.
We have it for Canada, USA, United Kingdom, Ireland, all of the EU countries, There's 27 of them. New Zealand, Australia. And the only reason I mention that, Rob, very often what satisfies the authorities in Canada will not satisfy the authorities in, say, America or Australia or Italy or Denmark. But on this occasion, the quality of the product is so high, the manufacturing process is so perfect, they can find no fault. That's why we have this, and no other company selling duvets in Britain has the certificate. So if you have allergies, this is the one you should be sleeping under.
And I've got to tell you, they are so comfortable. I've had Mulberry Silk bedding now for 6 years, something like that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a story about it a little bit later on, which is what convinced me. A couple of little key points. First of all, there's a word or a phrase in the sleep business, and it's called toxic sleep. So what Ray was describing, where you keep waking up in the night at duvet on, duvet off, that interrupts your sleep. There are various layers of sleep through which you have to go in order to get the full regenerative, restorative, recuperative, healing night's sleep that your body and mind absolutely need. You can't live without them. You can't function properly without them. We all know what it's like when we're very, very tired. We can be irritable. You know, you shouldn't operate heavy machinery. Driving, you know, tiredness can kill. It says on the motorway everywhere. I mean, I'm driving back tonight at 3 in the morning. I'm going to see that everywhere. So the fact is, you can't avoid it, because now you're in control of the temperature in your room. But the fact is that if you get into your bed and you're nice and snuggly, synthetic and feather-filled duvets, or you know, if you've got wool blankets or whatever you use on your bed, all of those, they trap the heat. So your body is constantly emitting heat, and the heat gets trapped and it builds up and up and up and up, and eventually you start sweating, you overheat, you cannot help but wake up. It breaks your sleep. 1.5 hours is the average cycle for or the average time for all the cycles of sleep that you need. And so that's why they always say sleep in increments of 1.5 hours if you've only got a certain amount of time to sleep. So you wake up, you pull the duvet off. And then, you know, like at the moment, probably the central heating isn't on in the night. And so you start to cool down, and then you get too cold. So then your body wakes up again and you put the duvet on. And this happens constantly through the night. And the point is that every time you interrupt that sleep to either take the duvet off or put the duvet back on again, you can't just pick up where you left off when you fall back to sleep. You have to start at the beginning. So you might have slept for 8-9 hours and wake up still feeling tired. Have you had that? That's because you've got broken sleep. So this is why I guarantee you that in my experience and all the knowledge that I have about this, if you've got a duvet or a pillow that is filled with either synthetic fibres, hollow fibres, that sort of thing, or any kind of feather, no matter how posh or expensive it was, this is the problem you are suffering from. They even put, Ray will tell you a story later about, you know, recycled plastic bottles in, the things they put in pillows these days. So this is a cocoon. Now, we've got a nice little new photo we haven't shown you before of a cocoon. Now, a silkworm, when it's turning into a moth, cocoons itself and that's it. That's an actual cocoon, and on a mulberry leaf probably. Now, that's in China. Most silk comes from China, and the fact is that you get extreme weather, you get extreme temperatures. You know, it could be pouring with rain, monsoon conditions. It could be freezing cold, or it could be, you know, sort of Africa hot. Well, the worm hasn't got an air conditioner in there, or a, you know, central heating, or a humidifier, or he is. I mean, look at here are all of the cocoons, all sort of, you know, on a branch kind of thing. The worm inside is kept at the perfect temperature and the perfect dryness while it's in there. That's what the cocoon does, and there are the mulberry leaves. Now, we'll talk about the mulberry leaves in a minute. So the point I'm trying to make is that silk is perfect because all the temperature regulation and moisture wicking and everything else, that's what it's designed to do, and nothing else is. So let's talk about the mulberry leaves, because now we saw green mulberry leaves there. Yeah. But this silk is created from special mulberry leaves, isn't it?
Well, there are 3 different colours of mulberry leaves: red, black, and white.
If so you what are the green ones then? Maybe they weren't mulberry leaves.
If you feed the worm on the red and the black, you get very high quality mulberry silk. If you feed the worm in the white mulberry leaf, you suddenly take a step up.
Yeah.
Right? You get the finest silk you can possibly get.
Yeah.
AAA grade mulberry silk. Now the problem is the tree that provides the white mulberry leaf only grows in any commercial quantity in central and eastern China.
Yeah.
Right? Now, we constantly run out of AAA grade mulberry silk.
Yes.
And when we do, we stop manufacturing. We don't add inferior fibers. I always advise anybody when they're buying our product or they're buying any other silk product, always read the small print on the label.
Yes.
That's very, very important. If you read the label on our product, it will tell you in plain, simple language, it is 100% pure mulberry silk. There are no inferior fibers mixed in with it. What some companies do, Rob, quite a lot of them actually, it's not very nice.
Yeah.
They get cotton, polyester, they polish it so it looks like silk. Now, to the untrained eye, you can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
So in order to get a higher profit, they take a small quantity of silk, they mix in a large quantity of man-made fibers, which are disguised to look like silk, so they get a higher profit. In Britain, this is incredible.
I can't believe this.
This is incredible. You can have as little as 10% silk in, let's say, a duvet, 90% inferior fibers like polyester, 10% silk, and you're allowed to put a silk label on it. So please, when you're buying silk, read the small print. We've been selling this product in television for 37 years, 23 years in the United Kingdom. This product is incredibly high quality. Please, when you buy it, consider it to be an investment. You won't need one for the winter, one for the summer, and you won't have to replace it in 5 or 6 years' time. The duvets we have in my bed at home are 37 years old. 37 years. My wife washes them on average 3 times a year. The largest one we make is a Super King. It weighs 2.2 kilos. It'll fit in any standard UK machine. So you can wash it, dry it quickly, have it back in the bed within a couple of hours. You never have to pay to have it dry cleaned or laundered. It really is an incredible product. No dust mites in it at all, allergy board approved.
You hit the nail on the head, because, and actually it's something I completely, I didn't get around to saying as well, and that is the length of time you've owned your duvet.
Yeah.
Now, we'll get on to the fact, look, this is not a cheap 30, 40, 50 quid hollow fibre duvet from your local department store. Yes, all right, you're going to pay from £139 up to, I think, £219. But the fact is that you will have this duvet, and if you have a pillow, possibly the pillow too, for potentially the rest of your adult life. This could outlive you. If you buy this for your kids now, they'll be using it when they're middle-aged still, more than likely.
37 years old.
Yeah.
That's not ridiculous sales talk, ladies and gentlemen. That's an absolute fact.
Yeah.
And I can just tell you,
by the way, that's a Super King there.
When I'm at a live exhibition, very often people come up to me when they just walk past our stand and they just give me a little wave like this and they say, you know, I've got one. Had it 15, 20, 22, 23 years. Absolutely love it. They walk on. Some people stop and have a little chat. I was talking to a lady. We were at the Ideal Home exhibition in London for the last 10 days at Olympia. And I nearly said Earls Court.
I know. I forgot.
It used to be at Earls Court, of course. Now it's Olympia. And it used to be at Olympia, then it went to Earls Court. Now it's back to Olympia. And I was speaking to a lady there this week, and she was telling me she bought one of our duvets from me at the Royal Cornwall show 33 years ago.
Wow.
And she said, you know, it's still going strong. It's amazing, you know.
Well, the fact is also, look, they give you a 10-year guarantee on the duvet anyway. That's just, but I mean, so at least it's the last duvet you've ever got to buy in the next decade. And in fact, let me show you all the prices. We worked out just to be silly about it, if the duvet after 10 years just vanished in a puff of smoke, the single at £139, that works out at 4 pence a day. The double at £179 works out at 5 pence a day. £199 for the king, 6 pence a day. And if you go for the Super King, £219, that's 7 pence a day. You can also, if you've got a single bed, you could get a double duvet. Then you get the hotel drape. If you've got a king, you can put that over a double bed, Super King over a king-size bed. And there's plenty of drape on the Super King anyway. So as I have a Super King-size bed, you'll be fine with the drape that you've got. But if you want to go for the extra luxury, why not size up if you want to now? Is the time to do it. Plus, it's capped postage and packing, £4.95 on all of the items. You can add as much as you like to your basket, and that's only one £4.95 P&P charge per order. So you could literally have 100 duvets, 100 pillows. I mean, you could put as much in there as you want, need and can afford, and you're only going to pay £4.95 P&P. Plus, it will recalculate the payments. You can spend up to £3,000 with PayPal Pay in 3. So you can spread the cost interest-free, completely interest-free, monthly. So obviously they vary per duvet, but if you put a pillow in or a couple of pillows and a pillowcase or 2 or 3, and a duvet for you, a duvet for the kids, a duvet for the spare room, it will recalculate. You can spread the cost with all of it. Now, this is normally quite a sort of a sedate, you know, kind of easy breezy, beautiful cover girl type of a show. But not tonight. Tonight, Matthew, it's gone absolutely bananas. We have 60 of you who need to check out on the duvet alone. Many of you already have. 32 of you need to check out on your pillow. If you don't buy, if you don't check out, you're going to get now. You've got to pay to play. But here are some stock updates, because the single we don't have a lot of. We started with 38 of those. 21% of those gone already. The double, 120 we started with. 10% of those gone. King, 100 how many? 34. 20% of those gone. 48 on the Super King. 20% of those gone. So overall, and we've been on the air for about 20 minutes, overall we're about, what, 20% gone across the board. So the thing, I get very passionate about this. I'm going to read some emails in a minute. I promise you, I give you my word, on my heart, on the lives of my son, my parents, that I've not injured myself. That's a cocoon, by the way. This is the best duvet and pillow and bedding in general that money can buy. In my opinion and my experience, I've got a Super King size bed with a Super King size Mulberry Silk mattress. I've also got a Super King size mattress protector. I've got a Super King size duvet. I've got 2 Mulberry Silk pillows. My son has all of the same, but in king size. And then I have also in the Warrington house, the crew house, I have a double mattress. I've got a king size duvet and 2 pillows. All of our crew, everyone here has Mulberry Silk. My best friends, my family, every single person that knows me or I know sleeps with Mulberry Silk, and they've all said unanimously it is the best experience they've ever had. And I don't get commission on this. I'm not just trying to flog you a duvet. Don't buy it if you don't want. But I promise you, and I'm really, really, really passionate about this, because I know I've had 6 years of sleeping under and on duvet, Mulberry Silk products. And having been in this business for 30 years, I've tried just about every duvet, pillow, mattress protector, mattress, you name it, that you can buy. I promise you, you will sleep better with Mulberry Silk than you've ever slept before, I believe. I could be wrong, but it doesn't matter if I am or not, because you've got a 30-day money-back guarantee to try it, to see whether this is just Rob Lock giving you a spat and a load of hype, or whether it's actually true. When you discover it is actually true, you'll probably hear from some of these emails. It's life-changing, it's transformative, because we've had people with insomnia who've emailed and said that they've slept under Mulberry Silk, and it turns out it was just a rubbish duvet or bedding that they were using before that was stopping them from sleeping. Because sometimes, if you've got an active brain like me, when you wake up, you can't get back to sleep again. You're not supposed to toss and turn that much at night. You're supposed to wake up pretty much where you fell asleep, and with your bedding almost in exactly the same position that it was when you went to sleep in the first place. But I bet you wake up with the bedding all over the place and you've tossed and turned all night long. That's not you. That's not your fault. You didn't sleep funny. You slept with the wrong bedding. What else can you do? What else can you buy that you can think of right now? Because I sure as heck can't think of anything that can dramatically, instantly, literally overnight, potentially improve the quality of 1/3 of your life. You spend 1/3 of your life in bed. If you live to 90, that's 30 years in bed. Yet we spend all this money on expensive stuff for when we're awake to keep ourselves happy and treat ourselves. But yet we skimp and scrape for, with bedding and beds and mattresses and duvets and pillows. Oh my. Change it now. It's the quickest, simplest and easiest thing that you can do right now to potentially radically improve the quality of your sleep. Yes, it's a bit more expensive than a cheap duvet, but a 30, 40, 50 pound synthetic rubbishy old duvet, how many times are you going to replace that over a lifetime? Numerous times. You can't wash them. You could maybe spend 30, 40, 50 pounds having them dry cleaned. You can't wash synthetic pillows because they just clump up and go hard and you just throw them out. You're going through dozens and dozens of pillows and duvets and all kinds of that stuff over a lifetime that you just end up throwing away and goes into landfill. And we'll hear about more about that from Ray in a minute. Whereas this, you've got it potentially for life. 1/4 of the overall stock has gone. We think that the single and the Super King will sell out tonight. We might sell out of all. The pillows, we're pretty confident, are going to get very close to selling out if they don't sell out. We're going to come to that next. So, we're also going to talk to you about the charlatans out there. We've started that. If you Google Mulberry Silk Duvets, some websites will pop up claiming they've got what we've got here. Trust me, they don't. And if you take a risk from an unknown website that makes claims, the chances are you're going to get an inferior quality duvet that's got a mixture of leftover rubbish in it and polyester and man-made fibres. Might have once seen a bit of silk when it passed it on the motorway, but this is there are thousands of these cocoons, full length. Literally, they unravel. They're woven together into fibres, and you've got, like, in a king-size duvet, what is it, 12 miles of silk?
6,000 of these little cocoons.
And how many miles?
15 miles or
15 miles.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, and it's, look, every duvet has a little vanity window. It serves no purpose except you can open it up and you can see what's in your duvet.
Just to put the customer's mind at ease.
Exactly.
That what they bought is the real McCoy.
The real McCoy, exactly. So buy from a trusted source, ITV, STV, and your official show shop on TV. Right, here are some emails. Liam says, hello all, just wanted to say what a joy and a thrill it is to have the great Mr. Rob Lark on a Sunday night. Well, thank you very much. Monday morning show, yes. Ray Kennedy's also a legend.
Thank you.
Best regards to all at Shop on TV. Thank you, Liam. We appreciate it. It's nice. Yeah,
Thank you,
I'm here because Sean and Haley will be doing my Thursday, which is Simpler Law. Sue, does putting a cotton cover on the silk duvet impair the performance? No. Cotton, perfect. It's got to be a natural fibre. I do Egyptian cotton. You can get an Egyptian cotton bed sheet or an Egyptian cover, a cotton duvet set with pillowcases for about 25, 30 quid. You can spend more if you want a fancy stripe.
The top cover on the duvet is cotton.
It's Egyptian cotton.
Doesn't affect it at all. So please put your mind at ease.
Julie says, I bought all the Mulberry Silk bedding about a month ago and there's no way I am going back to my old bedding. In fact, after a few nights sleeping in a Mulberry Silk, my old one went in the bin. I've suffered all my life with being hot in bed, causing me to wake. But not anymore, thanks to Mulberry Silk bedding. I now sleep like a baby. What a lifesaver. Thank you, Julie. It's true. What we're saying is true. You've got to make a choice. Are you going to keep sleeping badly or worse than you could, and essentially suffering in silence in your sleep, or are you going to make a decision to do something for your life that's going to allow you to sleep better and enjoy your life? But you sleep better at night, your waking hours are better too, aren't they?
You mentioned something a second ago, people tossing and turning in bed.
Yes.
The Bedding Association reckons the average person turns over in bed 40 to 50 times every night. Now, these are clever people.
Yeah.
They know what they're talking about. They do research into sleep.
Yes.
Now, this is a cocoon fibre.
Yes.
It gently folds itself around you and it cocoons you. It doesn't walk in the middle of the night. No. You don't waken up, half the duvet on the floor. You simply slip under it. It gives this lovely gentle heat.
Yes.
And it wicks away moisture.
Keeping you dry.
It gives you a lovely, comfortable, restorative
Can I tell my
sleep.
Story? And then I'm going to shut up because I've done a lot of talking. First of all, I just want to say, Kath, who says, I have a Super King duvet. Where can I get bottom sheets and duvet covers? Duvet, I buy Amazon.
Well, the duvet covers, we have mentioned this last time I was here. They're actually in a container sailing towards us at the moment.
Aha!
So they should be here within about 4 to 5 weeks.
But otherwise, Amazon, you can get Egyptian cotton, as I say, about 25 quid. Dunelm, Dreams, they all do them. But they've and they're standard size pillowcases or pillow covers and duvet covers. Just make sure that you get cotton. It doesn't have to be Egyptian cotton, but you can get 300 thread count for nothing. Yeah. I mean, very, very affordable. If it's a synthetic fibre, it will block the properties of the silk. So cotton only. Right, we're going to move on to pillows.
Okay.
Ray, as you transition into your your wonderful stories about pillows, can you talk to me about landfill and money wasted?
Well, Rob, money wasted. You know, Rob, when I eventually retire,
I'll believe it when I see it.
I'm going to write a book.
Yeah.
And I'm going to call it Nap. Not Another Pillow. Britain is awash with nasty, cheap, horrible, inferior pillows.
Yes.
Every year, Rob, in Britain, this will shock some viewers. Some viewers will know this, but others might not. 10 million pillows every single year. Cheap, nasty, horrible pillows get thrown into landfill.
Every year?
Minimum 10 million. It could be as high as 15, but minimum 10 million.
Right.
Right. People buy them. You're in the supermarket, you're walking along with your trolley. You see them on the shelf, nicely packaged, 2 for £10. There's a picture on the packaging, a nice young girl, beautiful hairstyle, beautifully made up, sleeping like this peacefully. All of a sudden, on impulse, you've partied with £10. You might as well take the £10 up, rip it up, and put it in the trash can. The average lady with a husband and 2 children in her lifetime will buy 40 to 50 pillows, and that's a fact. Now,
even at a tenner each, it's 400 or 500 quid.
That's a fact. These are not figures I've just plucked out the thin air. Go into Google or Wikipedia, check it out for yourself. Now, this pillow, which I'm holding up at the moment, this is the pillow I sleep on at home. I've slept on it for 6 years. That's roughly 17 or 18,000 hours. It's been washed 20 to 25, maybe 30 times. You wash it a cold wash, 30 degrees, tumble dry or line dry. Now, we tell you on the label exactly what's in this pillow. We're not trying to hoodwink anyone. We're not trying to fool you. If you cut this open, in the middle, you have a little pocket of fiber to give you support for your neck and shoulders. All the way around that, you have layer after layer after layer of long fiber, AAA grade mulberry silk. It's not little pieces of silk chopped up and thrown in a haphazard fashion. It's AAA grade mulberry. The top cover, Egyptian cotton, 230 thread count.
How many miles of cotton in there?
Cotton, long fiber cotton.
Silk, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what there is in there. We'll work it out this way. That's a little cocoon. On that cocoon, there's 1 mile of silk. And there's 2,000 of those in one pillow. Intertwined, it works out about 7 or 8 miles of silk.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
okay.
it's all right.
I'm just saying, but yeah.
No, it's all right. You're quite right in each pillow. So you have a medium firm support pillow. Now, the reason I bring this one with me, there's a reason. I can hold it up to the camera. The viewer can make a judgment. It's been slept on for 6 years, been washed at least 20 times, maybe 25. Look at the condition of it. Ask yourself this question. The pillow you're currently sleeping on, does it look as nice as this? I doubt it very much. There are no dust mites in this pillow. It has the allergy board certificate. Dust mites simply do not like silk. Silk is a protein similar to your hair, and dust mites will not go anywhere near it. So anybody who has breathing problems, don't waste your money on any other pillow. Now, this pillow when we started manufacturing it, we were asked to manufacture it by a buyer from a very large TV company. She said, you know, the public love your duvets. Why don't you make a pillow to the same high standards? And this is the pillow we made. It took us 2.5 years to develop it to this standard. When we first started selling it in Britain, in the first 13 months, we sold 86,000 pillows. 86,000. We sold it with a money-back guarantee. We simply said to the public, we're asking you to try it. We're not asking you to keep it if you don't like it. We're asking you to try it. And if you don't like it, one telephone call to our office. We will refund your money with a smile on our face. No arguing, no fighting on the telephone, instant refund. As simple as that. We sold 86,000 pillows. We got 19 returned out of 86,000 over a 13-month period.
19 individual
19,
pillows.
not 19%. When you wash it, it cannot. Can you see what I'm doing? It cannot, and it will not lose shape. Now, here's the good news. You can only buy this pillow from two people, from myself or from Shop and TV. I sell them on my website at £60 each and £5 postage. That's the true value of this pillow. Shop and TV buy very large quantities at a very low price.
Yes, 33
then
to
they
30%
do
off.
something wonderful. They pass the saving on to the viewer.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I just tell you, Shop and TV, believe you me, they work on very small margins. They pass the saving on to the viewer. You can buy this pillow, which is worth £60 this morning, with a money-back guarantee. You can have it delivered within 24 hours. You can buy it for £40.
Because actually it's Monday. These will go out today and they go out DPD 24-hour tracked.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Everything, any orders we receive this morning, Monday morning, we will package starting 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
No, this morning.
And this morning,
Yeah.
I beg your pardon.
Sorry.
Monday morning, they'll be sent by DPD, 24-hour delivery.
So you could be sleeping on your pillow tomorrow,
Tuesday
literally
morning.
tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
this pillow we sell, Rob, people absolutely love them because they're just a joy to sleep on.
Yeah,
Your
but
head
Ray,
doesn't get
I'm
hot
sorry,
on
you
them.
can't be telling the truth here. I'm sorry, I have to pick you up here. Clearly, you've lost your darn mind because
Okay.
every single pillow in the country, every shop you buy a pillow from, as far as I'm aware, once you've bought it and opened the package, you can't send it back because of hygiene reasons.
You're quite right. What they do, Rob, is this. Under if you, let's say you buy a couple of pillows in a supermarket, right, and you don't like them, and you take them back and you say, I'm sorry, this is not what I thought it was. Can I have my money back? And this is what they will tell you. Under the Health and Hygiene Act, we're not obliged to take it back. Once it's been slept on, we won't take it back. You can't give it to charity. It's been slept on, they refuse to take it. Salvation Army, they won't take it. What they say, take it to the local cat and dog home.
Even they don't now.
Even they won't take it anymore because, Rob, in the years gone past, they would take a few pillows from you, but now they won't because there's too many of them. 10 million, I'll repeat that figure, check it on Google. I'm not making this up. 10 million every year end up in landfill. This is a figure, Rob. Every year in Britain, the public, the British public, spend over £100 million buying cheap, nasty, horrible pillows, and then they throw them in the garbage. Over £100 million worth.
Amazing.
We get 19 returned out of 86,000.
Well, can I just say, if you had the same return rates on...
We'd be out of business.
Well, they won't... One of the reasons they wouldn't let people return pillows is because, there's an estimate that 60 to 65% of people would return their pillow. If you had these being returned in those numbers, as you say, you would be out of business. I want to say something else as well. the whole Allergy UK thing and 0.02% return rate, by the way, on your pillows.
Right.
The whole allergy board thing with pillows, maybe you're like, well, you know, who cares about dust mites in your pillow? Well, after 3 years, the estimate is that as much as half of the weight of your pillow is dust mites, their poo, and the carcasses of their dead relatives.
Yeah.
Up to half the weight. Same with your duvet as well. If you've got a pillow that's a few months old now and you hold it up, now see this, it doesn't droop, right? Because you've got this beautiful support with it. It's just right, just the right depth.
Medium firm.
Medium firm. I have 2 pillows. Sometimes when I'm set up in bed, I'll use 2. But it's not drooping. Go and get your pillow right now. If you've got hollow fibre filling or any kind of feather, now it'll droop probably anyway because there's probably 0 support in it. But if it's drooping a lot, I'm sorry to say, that's dust mites. That's the weight of dust mites and their drops.
The lifespan of a dust mite is 10 weeks. It dies after 10 weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
So in the any given time in a pillow, there's 1 million dust mites, 5 million a year, 5 million. And you're quite right. The average pillow doubles, well, they reckon doubles in weight actually in 3 years.
3 years.
Dust mite.
So, and also because silk is like the Sahara Desert, it's very arid. So, look, just as we don't live in the Sahara Desert because it doesn't support, it's not conducive to supporting life, we might wander in for the day and have a cup of tea and a date or something, the edible kind, I mean, but we leave afterwards. It's the same with dust mites. You might get a couple of tourists in, but they'll leave. By the way, a quarter of the stock of the pillow has already gone. That is, how many is that? So that's a couple of hundred of you have already gone for the 150 of you have already bought the pillow. We've only got about 300 left. No, is it 3? Yeah, about 300 left. So this will probably go tonight. Look, this is a great, I call it a gateway item for Mulberry Silk. If you're not sure about the duvet, spend your 40 quid, get yourself a pillow. You'll have it by tomorrow night probably, and sleep on it, and then you'll know immediately. And then most people who buy a pillow then go, crikey, I wish I'd got the duvet at the same time. But look, you'll have to pay another £4.95 P&P, but they'll come back for the duvet. Just go to shopontv.co.uk, click the live on air shop now. That takes you through to our live show page. Every time you watch us live, that's how you get to whatever products are on the show that night. There's your pillow. Now, you can add it to your basket, go to your basket, then check out, but why not just click buy now? That takes you straight through to the checkout page. If you don't check out, it doesn't reserve it for you. It doesn't stop it from selling out. If someone comes along with and is a paying customer, they will get it, and you'll be greeted with a message saying out of stock. You can create an account if you want to, free of charge. You can log into your account if you've got one, or if you don't want to do any of that, just continue as a guest, but please ensure you make a record or keep a record of your order number, because we don't store any of your information when you do that. Yvonne has emailed and said, thank you, Yvonne, I purchased the Mulberry Silk pillow last week. Fabulous. I must say it is the best pillow I've bought. I normally sleep with 2 pillows and will be purchasing another. So this is the thing. Once you try it, you realise everything we're saying is actually true. I know we're conditioned to think that when there's somebody on telly trying to get you to buy something, it's got to be a catch. It's got to be a load of old, you know, snake oil or... Look, Shop on TV is different. We are a shopping show, not a shopping channel. We're not on infomercial. We don't pay, we don't buy the airtime and just show up, sneak in the back of the old Granada Studios in Manchester and make a television show. You know, we've been around for almost 2.5 years on ITV and STV, and you know, they renewed our contract for a further 3 years. This is a partnership with ITV and STV. We're here under their behest. And so, look, you can trust that what we're saying, because we have to be, and not that we don't want to be, because we do, but we have to be honest, transparent, open, factual, accurate, and legally compliant with everything we say. We couldn't make these claims if they weren't true, because we'd be off the air. We'd have Ofcom on our back, we'd have the ASA on our back, the Advertising Standards Authority. Our boss at ITV, he's on the board of directors of Ofcom and the ASA. There is no website, there is no one else or nowhere else that I'm aware of that has the stringent oversight for their retail transactions and business goings on than we do. It's as safe here, it's as safe as houses, as they say. Let me just see, got another email here. Catherine says, may I ask what the... I've no idea what that even is. What is the mom metric?
Well, the mom is the weave of the silk.
Oh, right.
The silk we're using is 22 mom.
Oh, well,
That's
see,
very high.
You learn something every day. Also, we've had lots of people asking about TOG rating. There is no TOG rating for silk. When we come back to the duvet, we'll talk about that in detail. And can you put... Fiona's asking, hi Fee, can I put the Mulberry Silk in a tumble dryer? Absolutely, yeah. Pillow, duvet, any of it. Yeah, absolutely, just on low.
Was that lady called Fiona?
Yeah, Fiona, yeah.
Fiona. This pillow, as I mentioned earlier, is the one I sleep on at home.
Yeah.
And that's why I bring it here. So a lady like yourself who asks a question like that, have a look at it, look at the condition of it. Yeah. This has been washed, I would say, over 6 years, 20 times. Cold wash, 30 degrees, tumble dryer, line dry, and Fiona, it will not and it cannot possibly lose shape. Yeah. If you buy one this morning, you're going to be thrilled.
Sorry, Ray, it's just gone, but 142 people just went for the pillow.
Okay.
The pillow's going to sell out tonight, so look, just do yourselves a favour, just check out. I'm sorry I have to sit here and keep repeating, please check out, please check out, please check out. Look, you know you've got to pay to get it. It's 40 quid, your money is safe, you can get your money back, not from us, by the way, from RK Sales, from Ray's company. Their info's on every tag of everything you buy. We're on the pillowcase now, Ray. Do you... yeah.
I'll just say one thing quickly.
Of course, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, what Rob's saying is correct, and I'm saying direct into the camera. Anything you buy this morning, if you are not totally satisfied, apart from shopping TV, if you return it within 30 days, I'll refund your money instantly, one telephone call.
We're at nearly 40% of the pillows gone now, and that's when everyone's checked out. Well, we've literally got about 200-300 of them left, and about the same people have already ordered them. Okay, Ray, let's the natural progression. What do we put the pillow in? A pillowcase.
Well, if you have any member of your family who takes a pride in their appearance, who wants the skin to look fantastic, who wants their hair to look really good, buy them a silk pillowcase. One little word of warning. When you buy silk pillowcases anywhere in Britain, be very, very careful. Read the label on the pillowcase before you buy it. And this has happened quite a lot recently. Happened to me twice this week at the exhibition in London, the Ideal Home exhibition. A lady said to me, she said, do you sell silk pillowcases? And I said, yes. She said, well, let's have a look at them. And I did. And she held them in her hand like this, and she said, well, these feel wonderful. She said, and they've got silk in both sides. And I said, well, of course they do. And she said, well, I bought some recently. She said, and they only had silk in one side. Bought them on the internet. They were nearly £50 each, but they only had silk in one side. So be careful. Now, this silk is AAA grade Mulberry silk. People say to me, when I'm at a live exhibition, they say, I've read about these pillowcases. They stop your wrinkling, don't they? Mm-hmm. Now, Rob, they get an awful shock when I say, I'm sorry, nothing stops your wrinkling. And nothing will stop your wrinkling. Eventually, you will wrinkle. We all wrinkle eventually. But what you can do, ladies and gentlemen, you can slow the process down dramatically. And that's exactly what silk does. In silk, there are 18 amino acids. One of them, an important one, is called sericin. Now, what sericin does as you sleep, it traps the moisture in your skin. It keeps your skin hydrated. If you're sleeping on a cotton pillowcase, cotton does exactly the opposite. It will take the moisture from your skin and dry your skin out. And that's what causes it to wrinkle so quickly. Now, ask your hairdresser what it does for your hair. If he or she is knowledgeable, they will tell you there are no static in silk, so it cuts out frizz. And if you have long hair in particular, I have 10 grandchildren, 6 boys, 4 girls. The girls range from 13 to 21. They've all got long hair down to the waist. In years gone past, they would have to tie that up going to bed because they were waking up in the morning with what you call bedhead. And it would take them forever to brush it out and style their hair. Now, with silk, that stops that happening. Silk is a very special fabric. No other fabric in the world has the qualities of silk. I think it would be fair to say silk is without argument the most famous fabric in the world.
Yeah.
And what we're offering you at the moment is the king of silks, Mulberry, AAA grade. I have no hesitation in saying, if you were lucky enough to find a shop in the United Kingdom selling silk this quality, Rob, obviously there will be one or two shops, not very many, but if you found one selling silk this quality, for a pillowcase like this, you'd pay over £50 for it. They're an offer here, beautiful colours. They're an offer here, 4 different colours, for £35. You should buy them because they're a bargain. And here's one final thing.
Arctic white, desert or sage.
Yes, now here's one final thing. This
Blue, white.
Look at this. I want the camera
Sand
to
cream.
pick this up. This is the inside of this pillowcase, right? To the best of my knowledge, no other silk pillowcase in Britain currently has this fine lining in it. What we've done, we've sprayed on a layer of silk. Now, there's a phrase that's known the whole world over, Rob, smooth as silk.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, in order to keep the silk smooth, we've sprayed on a thin layer of cotton. You can hardly see it,
It's a very expensive
but
process,
it's
isn't
there.
it?
Costs a fortune to
Yeah.
do this. So when you put the the pillow into the pillowcase grips the cotton and keeps the silk on the outside smooth as silk. So when you're waking up in the morning, you get no tram lines on your face.
Nice.
It's the most beautiful. Just look at this.
Oh, it is
the most
pure
beautiful
luxury.
piece of silk you will ever
indulgence.
own. AAA grade Mulberry.
Also, very quickly, we're going to go. So, Ray, we're going to go back to the duvet in about 30 seconds to a minute's time. But so my son is mixed race, and
Yes.
he loves a silk pillowcase because it's it's a very specific necessity for
people
mixed race
of
hair, isn't
colour
there? Yeah.
have very big problems with their hair. The reason being, when your hair grows, the hair shaft from your skull.
Yeah.
For a person of colour, you'll find the hair, if you put it under a microscope, is wide or broad. As it starts to grow, it narrows, then it kinks and it twists. And the hair beyond the kink and the twist is starved of the nutrients which would normally flow to the end of the hair.
Yeah.
So silk is a wonderful protein, keeps your hair hydrated, helps you style your hair better, and makes it much healthier. If you're a person of colour, it's important you buy a silk pillowcase.
Oh, is that a 10-year warranty on that
10-year
pillow?
warranty.
On a pillowcase?
On a pillowcase, 10
10-year
years.
warranty.
Well, silk is the second strongest natural fibre in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's going to last a long time.
Yeah.
You go into a museum, you'll see silk garments there going back 2,000 years.
Yeah.
They haven't broken down. They're still there.
Well, you know, we're going to talk. I've got to give some updates here. So, pillowcase. How many? 15% of all the pillowcases. We had hundreds of them, but 15% gone. Now, I want to just very quickly, Ray, if I may, and then we'll get back to you. I've got to give you an urgent update on the pillow. We've got less than half of our overall stock remaining, and we had hundreds and hundreds. Do yourself a favour, and I do mean do yourself a favour. You're not doing me any favours. I'm not making any money. I get paid a fixed rate, relatively modest actually, to come in and present to you.
Pound a day, Rob.
Pound a day
Whether
keeps the
you need
doctor,
it or not.
whether I need it or not. That's right. I don't get any commission. Ray, I don't think Ray even gets paid because his son runs the company now. I think he just comes because he loves to hang out with me. So the point is, when I say I want you to make a good decision for yourself, I do genuinely mean that, because I do genuinely care about the quality of other people's lives. I'm a people person, and I'm guaranteeing you that in my experience, this is the best pillow that money can buy. They won't let me present any other pillows on Shop on TV because they know I just can't put my heart in it, because I can't. No, but I can see the good in other pillows. There is good in other pillows, but the fact is this. You know, just to not wake up with a hot head. if you've got a synthetic filled pillow or a feather filled pillow or some other kind of weird and wonderful and wacky type of filling in there that's supposed to be miraculous, because there are lots of those out there, memory foam, things like that, you wake up with a hot head and a sweaty head, and then, especially in the summer, and those months are coming, aren't they? We're at that awkward transition now. But then you turn the pillow over and you fall asleep again, and then you wake up with a hot head and a wet head, and you keep doing that all night long. By the way, when you sweat into a pillow or into a duvet, and we lose about a pint, roughly a pint, it depends, varies from person to person, but on average a pint a night. A pint of liquid.
Quite a lot, isn't it?
You put that liquid into a hot environment, hot and moist. What does that give you? Bacteria. Bacteria grows. Dust mites go, oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. This is a wonderful place to hang out. They set up home, they have parties.
Like a five-star restaurant.
And it's like a 5-star resort for bacteria and dust mites.
No dust mites in silk.
No, and you can't wash the blooming things, but you can with your pillows.
That's not you saying that.
No.
That's not me saying it.
No.
That's the United Kingdom Allergy Board. So if you have any member of your family who unfortunately has allergies, I have 4 sons. My oldest son's 62 years old, and he suffered from hay fever all his life.
You've got to get your pillow.
So
it's going to sell out tonight. Check out.
You should be sleeping on.
If you don't buy it now, you're going to.
If you don't any breathing problems, get this pillow.
If you don't pay now, you'll miss it. And I'm sorry, and I really mean this lovingly. And it's going to sound really. You're probably going to go, "How dare he say that?" I'm going to upset somebody. But if you can afford it, and you can hear the logic and see the logic in what we're saying, and you don't get one, you're just cheating yourself. I mean,
you're getting £20 off as well.
You're just saying, actually, I'd prefer to sleep worse than I do right now. Thank you very much.
And remember,
but you know, look, everyone's
any
got
pillow
to make
you
their own
order
decision.
this morning will be sent out this morning. DPD, a 24-hour delivery. You'll probably have it Tuesday. Try it, sleep on it.
Yes.
If you don't like it, don't keep it. Phone is up. One phone call. We'll refund your money instantly. No arguing, no fighting on the telephone.
And that's the thing. We could say this is going to cure all known diseases, but if you try it and it doesn't, Ray's going to get them back. So we wouldn't. What's the point in us trying to embellish if they'd be sent back? The fact is that you don't have to decide now to keep your pillow.
Top
you
cover
just have
Egyptian
decided.
cotton, Rob.
I've just got. Sorry, Ray. I'm being pressured by my very
Caroline.
fastidious Caroline. It's 1 a.m., ladies and gentlemen. If you've just tuned in, this is Shop on TV. Make sure you go to shopontv.co.uk. Click live on Air Shop now. Select, scroll down, select the item of your choosing. Start with the pillow if you're not sure. Have a go, and if you like it, which you will, come back and get yourself, if you want, your duvet, because believe me, that's usually what happens. And look, Caroline's made a little bundle. And remember, you can spread the cost interest-free with PayPal Pay in 3 as well. Look at that, 2 pillows and a duvet, 1 postage and packing of £4.95. You can have unlimited items from the Mulberry Silk range for literally one postage and packing charge per order of £4.95. If you have an account with Shop on TV already, just sign in. And that will present your stored payment information and stored addresses. Because you don't have to have these sent to your default address. And if you create an account for free, there are no subscriptions, no monthly charges, no money taken from you for the account, only for what you buy. And again, you can set up an address book where you can nominate the name and phone number and address of anyone around the United Kingdom. So if you want to have these sent directly, or anything for that matter, sent directly to people, you can. Also, because we are an enterprise level business, and we have all of the security clearances and things like that to be able to store securely stored debit and credit card information, so you can keep your cards on file. It just means you can log in and check out more easily next time. But if you don't want to do any of that, you don't have to. You can continue as a guest as well. We give you completely the choice. We're going to go back to the duvets. Okay. I just want to start by saying I met Ray. I'm going to tell a story, and then I'm going to shut up and let you carry on. I met Ray about 6 or so years ago. It was during the pandemic. And we were on ITV, but we were working for a different company back then. It was a channel. And it was the dead of winter. It's when they just shut down the hotels. So only, what did they call them? Key workers could stay in the hotels. Now, I was working in Peterborough and I lived in London, so I had nowhere to stay, and neither did anyone else who worked there. So our CEO, who actually does happen to be the same CEO we have for Shop on TV, he had to make a decision: either close the business, which would have been, you know, a business worth tens of millions of pounds that he would have had to close overnight, or do something about it. So he got these things called bunker bins. Porter cabins, personal porter cabins, which he put in the car park. They're 6 foot by 7 foot by 8 foot. They had a single bed, a little sort of counter space, a microwave and a fridge, and then a little tiny bathroomette at the back. We lived in those for months, which is, if you're wondering why I'm a bit peculiar, that's why. It was solitary confinement. I was stuck in a box for months and months on end, hours and hours a day. But the point is that in the dead of winter, I remember it was -7 degrees. I will always remember this. I'd done a show with Ray, and I'd been freezing me whatsits off for night after night after night prior to the show. And I thought, that's interesting, everything Ray said. I don't believe it. It's probably just a load of old TV hype. But I'll have a go. And I asked Ray if I could borrow a single duvet. And he gave me a single duvet. And I took it back to my bunker bin, and I stripped down to my boxers, and I got in bed and I covered myself with the Mulberry Silk Duvet. Within minutes, I was up to the perfect temperature. And the thing about silk, because it regulates heat, you never get too hot. You get the right temperature for you. So if you've got a double bed and you're sleeping next to somebody who runs hot and you run cold, that's why there's no tog rating. You'll get the perfect heat just for you, the perfect temperature just for you. So I wrapped myself up and I thought, I'm going to overheat in a minute. I'm going to overheat. I had a watch on at the time. I'm going to overheat any second now. Any second now. Going to overheat. And I never did. In fact, I fell asleep and woke up 7 hours later in the same position I'd fallen asleep in, still wrapped in the duvet. If you want to know what I get up to in bed, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you. But since I've had Mulberry Silk, I wake up almost every day wrapped in my duvet, and every single time it amazes me that I've not overheated, and I have no idea what the temperature is outside the duvet till I put my leg out, and it's like, blimey, it's cold. You're just at this perfect cocooned, ideal temperature for you, and it stays on you. There's no waking up, no throwing the duvet on, no putting it off, no putting it back on again. You get the best night's you sleep properly. If you have difficulty sleeping, if you get too hot in bed, if you're too cold in bed, if you're convalescing, if you have insomnia, if you're going through the menopause, if you're a human person who sleeps, all I can recommend is you try the pillow, try the duvets, because in my experience, I would bet good money on the fact you'll get the best night's sleep you've ever had compared to any other duvet or pillow on the market. I know that's a heck of a claim, but if it ain't true, you'll get your money back. Guaranteed every time. So check out. Go ahead, what you got to lose? I'll tell you what you've got to gain: a much better night's sleep, potentially. And that informs your day. You wake up after a good night's sleep, you feel good, don't you? No arguing with the missus, no shouting at the kids, no being irritable all day, no... I mean, you know, also this makes me laugh, and I am guilty of this. When David was a boy, I thought, well, he's a kid, he doesn't need the most expensive duvet. No. So, and then he's like, Dad, I can't sleep, I'm hot. And I go, shush, go to sleep. I mean, you know, kids who are taking exams and doing things, going to school and learning that it's going to make them their whole life.
Rob, you cannot put a price on a good night's sleep.
No.
A good night's sleep, you're quite right. You feel better next day, you function better, you're just a happier person.
Yes.
But you've used the key word. All we are asking people to do is try the product. We're not asking you to keep it if you don't like it.
Yeah.
We're simply asking you to try it. And if you buy it and you don't like it, and that's virtually impossible, we keep repeating this, we will refund your money with no trouble whatsoever. This is a very high quality product. You will find very few shops in the United Kingdom selling bedding this quality.
Ray, sorry to interrupt, we've only got It's one of those shows. We've only got half the stock overall of the duvet left, and we've only got a third of the stock left of the pillow.
Oh dear.
So the pillow, get whatever you need to get. Look, I'm just trying to say, do it before you go to sleep, because you'll miss it. You'll come back later, you won't be able to get it, and then you'll have to wait until the next show when the next stock comes in. By the way, there have been queues on the telephones. I do apologise. It's about 4 minutes the wait, but we will get to you as soon as we possibly
Rob,
can.
we've been mentioning once or twice, we've said to the camera, every year in Britain, there's at the very least, 10 million pillows get thrown into landfill. Yeah. Cheap, nasty.
How about duvets?
Pillows.
How many? We've gone back to the duvet.
That's what I'm coming to.
Okay, good.
Now, with duvets, they estimate 5 million. In my local supermarket a few weeks ago, this is a group that's known all over Britain. They were selling duvets, Rob, you won't believe this, $7.99 each. Now, the companies who make these duvets, they should be ashamed of themselves, because they're just the public are going to buy them. And believe you me, ladies and gentlemen, within months, they're going to end up in the garbage, in the rubbish.
Yeah.
You cannot buy a decent duvet for $7.99, but they're on the shelves of these supermarkets. People buy them on impulse. This duvet, when
they're
you
just
buy
to make you
it,
part with your money, aren't they?
that's exactly what they're after. And the companies, I really mean this, I'm not saying we are holier than thou, but what I am saying is they must know when they're making them that they're rubbish. And people buy them. This duvet is sold with an unconditional money-back guarantee. I constantly get people who come, you know, when I go to an exhibition like the Ideal Home exhibition in London, which finished today, Rob, I've been going there for 67 years. The first time I went there, I was 16 years old, 67 years ago. When I book a stand at these exhibitions, I say to the organizers, I want to be in exactly the same position I was in the year before, because I want the public to know exactly where to find me.
Yeah.
Because 30 to 35, 40% of all the sales we get on television or at a live exhibition are repeat orders. Very often people come up to me, they say, I've seen you on television year in, year out. I've seen you at the show here year in, year out, maybe the Great Yorkshire Show, Royal Highland Show, maybe Royal Cornwall Show, Royal Ulster Show, all of these shows, Dublin Horse Show. I see you there every year, and suddenly they buy one. And then a year or two later, they come up to me and they say, you were right. I wish I had bought it years ago. Everybody says that. So if you're sitting on the fence at home tonight thinking, should I or should I not, take the plunge. Buy yourself.
By the way,
one.
if you
you don't like it, money back.
Money back. And I just want to say the single and the Super King are very vulnerable at the moment. Do you know the the single has saved me 6 years, right? 40 to 400, 40, probably at least a couple of £1,000. Because that same single duvet I was telling you about that Ray lent me, which I later bought, by the way, I still have to this very day, because I just wash it all the time. You'll have your duvets for 20, 30 or more years, if you look after them. So instead of putting the heating on in the winter, I use the single duvet. My son and I will sit and watch the telly on our sofa, and we'll lay it long ways across our legs. So the money savings in not having to turn the heating on alone. Here are all the prices, by the way. 139, excuse me, for the single. That works out at just 4 pence a day based on the 10-year guarantee. The double is £179. But again, by the way, I haven't got a lot of the singles left. So if you want the single, maybe that's one to go over your knees on your rocking chair, your armchair, your wheelchair. Double, £179. King, £199. So that's 5 pence a day for the double, 6 pence a day for the king. The Super King, not many left, and that's 7 pence a day. It works out at based on the 10-year guarantee. But this is the time, believe me. If you've got a king-size bed, get a Super King, especially if 2 of you sleep in it, because you'll probably get an extra foot of of drape either side.
Yeah.
And that means that you're not going to be fighting. I mean, you wouldn't be fighting over the duvet
Well,
anyway.
remember, this is a cocoon fibre.
Yeah, yeah.
It's designed, not by man,
Yeah.
by Mother Nature,
Yes.
to cocoon anything that sleeps within it or under it.
Yes.
When you sleep under silk, it gently folds itself around you. It's not heavy, Rob. It's not restrictive. It sits around you and
Yeah.
it doesn't move. So when you're waking up in the morning, you've had a lovely, peaceful, gentle night's sleep.
Can we start-
You will
yeah.
definitely feel better.
Can we start at the beginning, Ray, and
Right.
go over a few things? But also, let's talk about some of the, the charlatans. Stories like,
yeah.
I love your story about the camping show. The story about Martin when he went to the department store in Glasgow, all that sort of stuff.
Well,
Why is Mulberry Silk so special?
Right.
And why have you got to watch out for people trying to sell you snake oil and dreams?
Well, you got to watch, because if you do buy, what Rob's trying to say, that in Britain, and this is, I think, terrible, you're allowed to manufacture a product, let's say a duvet.
Yeah.
You're allowed to put as little as 10% silk in it, padded up with inferior fibers, 10% silk, 90% inferior fibers, like polyester. They polish it so it looks like silk, it shines, it looks like silk, so you can't tell the difference. They do this to get a higher profit.
Yeah. We don't do that, by the way.
No, they're allowed to put a silk label on it, and they put the word silk in big letters. So people just look at silk and they think they've bought a silk duvet. They haven't. They bought a duvet with 10% silk in it. Now, it happened, my son, what Rob was referring to, a couple of Christmases ago, my son Martin, I live in Glasgow. There's two main shopping centres in Glasgow. People who are watching on STV will know these shopping centres. Martin went to a shop within one of these shopping centres, a giant shop with an impeccable reputation for selling high quality products. He went to buy his mother a dressing gown for Christmas. Noticed they were selling silk duvets. Because we sell silk duvets, he was nosy, so he went to have a look at them, and he read the label. They were charging, Rob, for a king-size silk duvet, £512. And when that's an awful lot of money.
It is.
And when Martin read the label, there was only 12% silk in it. 12%.
To be honest, if these were in retail, because the way traditional retail works, you have the manufacturer. Sometimes they will sell to an agent, and then the agent will sell to a distributor. Distributor will sell to the wholesaler. Wholesaler will then sell to the retailer. So everyone's adding on their markup. But also in retail, traditional retail, the shop might want you to pay for cooperative advertising. So you pay for the ads on radio, television, in print. Depending on where your product's going to be placed in the shop, if you want it in prime placement, you pay extra. You want an end cap, you pay extra still. Also, they're going to send back anything that doesn't sell. There's going to be shrinkage. Some of the items might show up, they might be damaged. You'll be charged for those. So we deal directly with Ray, who's the official distributor in the United Kingdom of all the Mulberry Silk products.
Well,
that's it.
We constantly, constantly get asked.
Yeah.
People know, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not being boastful when I say this. As a company, we are quite successful. When we started manufacturing silk duvets 36, 37 years ago, we had a tiny little office in a back street in Vancouver. We are a Canadian company, and we were a small company, and we now export to 35, 36 countries throughout the world. These countries are in a queue asking to buy our products, and the reason is the quality of the product. There is no, in my estimation, and more important, in the opinion of the company who make these products, there is no substitute for quality. Nothing beats quality, and these are the highest quality you could possibly imagine.
Let's do some emails. Jane has emailed, said, "Hi, I have a Mulberry Silk duvet and love it. Thank you, Jane. Just popped a pillow and pillowcase into my basket. Need to check out and get to sleep. Can you say something about the mattress? It's phenomenal. I've got 4 of them. But yeah, do you want to just say a very quick... We've only got the king size available in the mattress, so I
the
apologise,
mattress,
but very quickly,
we're
Ray.
short of silk, so we can't make the mattresses we want to.
Yeah.
We have a king size still available. It's a pillow top. It's absolutely beautiful. It's on offer because we only have the king. It's on offer. Pillow top, extra silk in it, medium firm.
There's more silk in that pillow top than there is in a duvet, isn't there?
Yes,
Yeah.
extra silk. 5 layers of comfort, but extra silk in top.
Yeah.
It's on offer at the price we would normally charge for the entry-level mattress. So you are getting a really special bargain when you buy the mattress.
You've got 60 nights sleep trial as well.
We have a 60-day trial period. If you decide to buy it, it's medium firm, it's support. If you buy it this morning, we'll send it out this morning. You'll have it Tuesday. Sleep on it, 60-day trial period. If you don't like it, you simply lift the telephone. We'll send a van to pick it up and we'll refund your money instantly.
Yeah.
I would advise you to try the mattress. I've been sleeping in one for 6 years, as is my wife. I have 4 sons. All my family love them.
So
Rob
good.
sleeps on them. People love the mattress, so buy yourself one. That's what I'm saying.
Also because you've got Mulberry Silk under you.
Yeah.
So no overheating on top, but no overheating underneath
Yeah.
as well. They come vacuum packed.
Yeah.
And again, 60 nights. You can throw the packaging away.
And no dust mites.
No dust mites. Put your own cover on.
Allergy board approved.
Allergy board. Do everything you want on your duvet.
Anybody
that you do.
with allergies, don't waste your money on a mat. Do you know the average mattress? Well, I won't frighten you. The amount of dust mites in it, tens of millions.
Let's do some more emails. Carol says, I love the Mulberry Silk Duvet and Pillow. Is there a larger size available? Of pillow? No.
But no. These are
pillow.
standard UK sizes.
Yeah.
What I would imagine this lady's probably referring to, sometimes you get continental sizes, but IKEA do some, I think.
Oh, I know what. Yes, yes.
No,
one
these
size.
Are standard UK size.
Does the duvet require a cover? Tony asked. Doesn't. The duvet. No, it's like a comforter, and Americans would call this a comforter.
Yeah.
It's got an Egyptian cotton cover on it already. So if white is the colour of your decor, you don't need a cover at all. But if you do want to put a duvet cover on it, standard sizes apply. Standard UK sizes. Just make sure it has to be cotton or Egyptian cotton, natural fibre, because otherwise it will block the
An awful lot of people don't
silk.
bother with the top cover.
No.
Because the quality of the top cover on this duvet is so high, 230 thread count Egyptian cotton.
Yeah.
So they just use it without the top cover.
Got a question from Jan, actually. I'm writing to ask if you can make a soft medium mulberry pillow. It'd be more comfortable for her. Didn't you used to years ago, didn't you? This is medium firm, right?
Yes, this is medium firm.
So that she wants a soft medium.
Yeah, I think if she drops us a line, we'll look into that for her. Yes.
Yeah. Good.
What I can tell that lady,
yes,
out of 86,000 sold when we first started researching this is why we dropped the soft medium. Out of 86,000 sold in 13 months, we only got 19 return, not 19%, 19 pillows.
Yeah.
So 85,981 people out of 86,000 found this pillow excellent.
That's a 0.02% return rate, which is unheard of in any industry.
Yeah.
Right, Ray, last thing, just Ben and Renata. Hey, Ben and Renata from Nottingham say, "Aye up, Doc, great to see you back on the telly box, tuned in and watching." Thank you very much. Ray, so look, we're going back to the duvet. Oh, sorry, forgive us. Little malfunction on our camera there. What I want to say is... And I know I mention this I'm a huge Doctor Who fan.
Right.
Two things are true. Number one, anyone who walks in the TARDIS says it's bigger on the inside. And number two, anyone who touches a Mulberry Silk Duvet for the first time says, oh, it's very thin. Is this going to keep me warm? Ray? Big Boy Mountain story.
Well, when we do a live exhibition, people come up to the stand, they touch it like this, and Rob, every single person, they say, you know, this is very thin. Are you sure this will keep me warm in the winter? And before I can answer, they then say, what TOG rating is it? Now, the answer to both of those questions is quite simple. Yes, it will keep you very warm in the winter. As I mentioned earlier, we are a Canadian company. I go 6 times every year, every 2 months, to sell these in Canadian television. In the winter, sometimes I go up as far as Quebec. And in the winter, it can be minus 20, 25 degrees up there. Now, we've been selling these in Canada on television for 37 years. So I can assure you, it will keep you warm in the winter. You know, people who go mountaineering, if they buy good quality clothing, it's always lined with silk.
Yeah.
It really is. Within the bedding industry, silk is known as the great insulator. Warm in the winter and cool in the summer. And people say, well, how is it possible? How can it be warm 1 minute and cool the next? The honest answer is, only Mother Nature knows. She's had the secret under lock and key for 5,000 years. But it will keep you warm in the winter. It will keep you cool in the summer. It'll wick away 30% of its own weight in moisture or sweat. That's not a figure I've plucked out of the air. Check that on Google or Wikipedia. Go into Google or Wikipedia, type in all about silk. They'll confirm that. Any lady going through the menopause, hot sweats, cold sweats, don't think twice. Buy yourself one instantly. It will change your life as far as sleep is concerned. And if it doesn't, just send it back and you'll get a refund. If you share a bed with a partner, one likes the bed warm, one likes it less warm. Very often happens, Rob. My wife would like to, in the winter, would like to sleep with the bedroom window slightly open.
Yeah, yeah.
I would like it closed. I like a warm bed. She likes a not so warm. Well, silk is a low conductor of heat. It self-regulates. And two people who like a different temperature in bed can sleep under this duvet and be perfectly comfortable. It really is something special. It's not an ordinary duvet. You can buy ordinary duvets in many shops throughout the United Kingdom. You can only buy these from Shop and TV or from myself, and we guarantee them for 10 years. But the duvets in my bed at home are 37 years old. They must have been washed 3 times a year, 37 years. That's over 100 times. Hard to believe, isn't it? Buy it and try it.
So we're down to the last 40% of all the entire, taking the whole stock of duvets.
Well done.
We are running out of duvets, particularly in the single and the Super King. I'm very sorry to say we are critical on the pillow. If you want the pillow, we are almost limited stock. It is on the verge of selling out. This is we're literally about 10% of the stock left. It's your last chance, last call, last opportunity to get the pillow this time round. You must check out your basket or call 0333324141 with your debit or credit card. Place your order and pay now, because if you don't, you will miss the pillow this time round. Again, money back guarantee on everything from RK Sales. They'll give you your money back, all their information. Everything you buy has a tag on it. By law, it has to,
Rob,
and the contact info,
the reason that tag
website's
is
on
with
there.
all of our. We want the people to know where we are, because very often people phone us up. You know, they say, "I bought one of your pillows 3 years ago. Now I want one for my brother, my sister, one of my children," so they know exactly where to find us. 35 to 40% of all the sales we get are repeat business. People buy one item, and it can be 3, 4, 5 years later. They want to know where to find us.
Well, I did the same, because I've got spare duvets. I bought duvets for my best friends. I've bought them for my family. I've got, as I say, 2 locations. I have Mulberry Silk bedding. My son has Mulberry Silk bedding. I mean, I started off with that one fateful day, single duvet, and now I've got shares in the company almost. I know, I was going to say. Ray, also, you talk about the mountaineers and things, or if you ski, your ski clothes will probably have silk in them.
Yeah,
but
people who go up mountains, you know, the sleeping bags are lined with silk. You know, the socks are lined with silk. If you're climbing Everest, you know...
Well, I wanted to talk... Can I tell you my story about Everest? Because I'm fascinated by Everest. Honestly, it's one of those things I wish I was fit enough to climb it. But unfortunately, a lot of people who climb Everest, they go up, but they don't come down.
Correct.
Because it's treacherous.
It's like Piccadilly Circus. The amount of people that go up.
I know. And there are actually, if you do climb Everest, or if you've ever seen documentaries, you'll know this, there are people who have, let's just say, rested there, and are still there to this day. And there's the two particular prominent people who are passed away on the mountain and have been perfectly preserved, and their clothing that they were, which line was, is still intact. They found, was it Edmund Hillary? The very first, with Sherpa Tenset, yeah, he was, because I think he fell off the mountain, didn't he? And they'd not found his remains. They found them recently. His clothing also.
Here's something, Martin, as you were talking, has come back to me. 15, must be 20 years ago, we were exhibiting at the Royal Welsh Agricultural Show at Builth Wells.
Yes.
I've been going there since I was a boy. And the Gurkha Regiment was there. They were doing a presentation in the ring.
Yeah.
And there were tiny little guys, soldiers, lovely guys.
Yeah.
They used to walk around the show. When they saw me selling silk, they came up and had a little chat to me. And they were saying, you know, it was a big honour to be a Gurkha soldier.
Oh, yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And they were saying, a very poor country, people who were very poor, they wanted to get in to be a Gurkha. If they failed, a lot of them became Sherpas for going up the mountain, carrying the boat.
It's incredible what they do. They bolt up and down the thing.
And they were telling me they always wrapped their body, in particular the trunk of their body,
in silk.
In silk.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it let the body breathe without sweating.
And kept them warmer than, and this is not, people always say, well, you know, tog rating is a way we try to sort of gauge how hot it's going to be. With silk, it basically, it's like a pressure cooker. Your body heat builds up to a certain temperature and then the silk dissipates the rest. So you're always at the ideal temperature, and your ideal temperature may be different from the person lying next to you or somebody else, but it doesn't matter. Everyone gets their own perfect or ideal bespoke temperature. So is it just the duvet cover that... No, okay, someone's just tuned in. James, the silk is inside. You've got thousands of these cocoons, full length, unraveled.
There's a little, James, I'll show you.
Miles of silk, but the outside cover is Egyptian cotton. Two components. Pure AAA grade, best of the best. Can't buy any better Mulberry silk on the inside. And in fact, we're seeing that on the screen now, Ray. And then Egyptian cotton on the outside. Let's go back to talk about why silk is so important, because, I mean, I know you've just mentioned heat, that's one thing. Yeah. Or, sorry, staying warm when it's very, you know, really, really cold. But also, if you think about the most populous countries on the, or nations on the planet, China, India, you know, billions of people, what do they wear in the summer?
Silk.
Yeah. Yeah. What are saris made of? Silk
is a very special product. Now, the reason why silk self-regulates, silk is a low conductor of heat. It really is something special. When you buy this, you're going to get the shock of your life. It's not a big, heavy, puffy duvet.
No.
It gently folds itself around you, and it just sits. It doesn't walk. You don't waken up in the middle of the night, half the duvet on the floor. It just cocoons you, and it stays there. You get a lovely, gentle heat coming from it. And here's an interesting thing, Rob. Most people, especially old people, my age in particular, they have to get up in the middle of the night to go and spend a penny. Sometimes more than once.
Yeah.
Right?
I spend about £1 a night.
Yeah. So do I. Rob, don't make me laugh. Right.
Sorry.
So you have to get up to spend a penny. Now, when you come back to bed, with silk, the heat is quick. You get under it, and instantly you're cocooned.
Yeah.
When you're sleeping under man-made fibre, when you pull that man-made fibre off and go to spend a penny and come back, it takes a long time for the heat to build up again. So you're lying in a bed that initially is cold before it heats up.
I find I fall asleep a lot quicker because you get comfortable. Especially when you have got up to spend a penny, the work, because I've got this horrible overactive mind, and the minute I get back in bed, I could be awake for an hour or two with synthetic rubbish.
You're waiting
but with this, you get back to sleep really quickly.
It's a low conductor of heat. As I mentioned earlier, within the bedding industry, silk is known as the great insulator. It insulates you, it protects you from all this bad as far as sleep is concerned. I think that sums it up beautifully. It's close to perfection as you can possibly
Well,
get.
it was designed by nature to protect life, to keep a silkworm at the exact right temperature for it to survive.
And you know, if the temperature drops
yeah,
just 1%,
yeah.
the worm can die within the cocoon.
Yeah.
So it has to self-regulate.
And that's what then you get the benefits now from the duvets and pillows. Lauren says, hi, my name is Lauren. Hi, Lauren. Her name's Lauren. Long-time viewer, first-time emailer. Well, welcome. Don't be a stranger. My friend Reese and I love watching your broadcasts. Thank you very much. We love hearing all about silkworms and dust mites. It's very interesting. We try to be informative and entertaining occasionally. We wanted to know how thick the pillows are. Thank you so much. Just wanted to say keep up the great work. They are that thick. They're about, I have to say, I used to just use one because I've got quite a large gap between my head and the bed, because I've got a padded shoulder, shall we say, and one is enough. You might want two. You can use it. Depends on your personal comfort, but they're quite lofty, I have to say, and they don't droop, as you can see. And you're not going to put your head in and all the filling is going to part to each side as it does with fibre and with feathers. It stays. You stay supported. You might find one's enough, but if not,
well, to give a further insight into it. You might have not heard me mention, this is the one I sleep on at home. It's 6 years old, it's been washed about 30 times, cold wash 30 degrees. Have a look at it. Ask yourself this simple question. The pillow you have at home at the moment that you sleep on, does it look as good as this? Remember, this one's 6 years old. No dust mites in it. It will definitely keep your head hot. Top cover Egyptian cotton, 230 thread count, no problem.
That's taken me back a few years.
What's that, Rob?
They want to see we actually had these are Shop on TV rulers. I forgot we had those made. I have no idea. We haven't got a close-up camera for it. Hold on, I'll tell you what. What's that? It's about 9 inches.
The pillow.
No, that can't be right. Hold on. No, it's about 6 inches. I mean, there's no accurate way to measure it. I think they've done this to make me look a bit silly. I'm going to measure my head now.
Izzy can't stop laughing. She's behind us.
Izzy, you little minx. I'll get you, Penelope Pitstop. Annie, or Anne, sorry, not Annie, Annie. Anne, that's my mum's name. Hello, could you please advise, can you buy a Mulberry Silk pillow protector so you don't have to keep washing the pillow regularly if you're only able to afford one pillow? If you don't make a pillow protector, what would you suggest? Right, I've got pillow protectors on my pillows as well. Here's the caveat. Anything you put over Mulberry Silk must be natural fibre. So I can tell you there are two companies I found, one on Amazon and then there's a separate, I forget what it's called, a separate company that make 100% cotton pillow protectors. They have no plastic in them, they have nothing synthetic. Think of it like this, if you have a non-stick pan and you stick a chicken breast on a hot non-stick pan, it's not going to stick because it's the chicken is touching the non-stick. If you put a cast iron skillet or a plate over the non-stick and then stuck the chicken breast on top of the cast iron plate, it is going to stick because the breast can't touch the non-stick. So the same with Mulberry Silk. All these magical, wonderful, superb properties that you get from the silk, if you haven't got a natural fibre, the breathability, the moisture wicking, all of that, out the window. So just make sure you use regular cotton, or if you want to go to Egyptian cotton, everyone thinks Egyptian cotton's very expensive. I bought Egyptian cotton duvet, a duvet cover set, Super King. Egyptian cotton, 300 thread count, long fibre cotton as well, which matches these, and it was about 25 quid for a set. And you can get them in different colours and things like that. So,
the other thing I should mention to help this lady make her mind up, again, I would just stress this is the one I sleep on at home.
yeah.
Now, the reason why many pillows discolour is sweat. Now, silk wicks away 30% of its own weight in moisture or sweat, right? Now, the average pillow weighs about 1.5 kilos. That's an awful lot of sweat. It's going to be wicked away.
Yes.
And the other thing, to further put your mind at ease, hopefully further put your mind at ease, the pillow, when you wash it, it'll dry quickly. Wash it a cold wash, 30 degrees, pop it in the dryer, It will not, it cannot lose shape because the silk is long fibre. And 6 years from now, it'll look lovely and white like this, and it will look just like this one. Because I will be sleeping in this.
Tonight.
I finish here at 3 o'clock. I will be back in my own bed for 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, and I'll be sleeping in this.
So will I.
Rob, that's what we do.
Not your bed, my bed, to be clear. By the way, one of these pillows, and also even a Super King duvet, because it folds up or down to a size that, well, it will happily fit in one side of a carry-on suitcase. If you're a road warrior and you've got a carry-on suitcase, pillow in one side, duvet in the other, because trust me, once you've had Mulberry Silk and you go and stay in a hotel, even a luxury hotel, where, because they ain't going to have silk bedding, it's still going to be synthetic fibre. Trying to sleep under a synthetic, you know, hollow fibre filled or feather duvet is really hard.
Yeah,
it's just, you realise just how good you've had it when you've had the Mulberry Silk.
That happened to me.
Oh,
my
sorry,
son
Ray.
Martin. We had to go to a funeral about a month ago.
Yeah.
We were staying at a hotel in Gatwick at the airport. International brand of hotel, very expensive. Sharing a room, 2 single beds, 4 o'clock in the morning. Martin said to me, "Dad, are you awake?" I said, "Yes." He said, "It's terrible, isn't it?" He said, "These duvets are shocking."
I know.
Sleeping under polyester. And it's only when you have slept under silk and suddenly you're in a position where you are sleeping on something which is not silk, that you realise how wonderful this is.
Well, also, this is the only bedding I know of that gives you the opportunity to take it with you, because you couldn't take a regular, you know, synthetic duvet with it. It'd be ridiculous. But also, if you go abroad and you're going to a hot country or a cold country, take this with you. Now, Ray, I've got to say, Caroline has just come up with a brilliant idea.
Really?
To help.
Sober tonight, is she?
So she's sober. She's sober as a judge.
Okay, good.
She said that she knows the perfect way, and in fact the only way, to get the best out of your pillow and your duvet. Do you want to hear what it is?
Go for it, Caroline.
Yeah, you've actually got to pay for it and order it, because otherwise it's going to do nothing for you sitting in your basket. So go to shopontv.co.uk and click on Live on Air Shop now. That's how you always find our live show. Scroll down past if you want to, the web message box. You can message us and ask a question if you wish. You can see shows coming up just above that, and then you'll always find all of the products that are available on the live show. Now, here is the pillow. You can either put it in your basket, scroll back up, click on basket, click checkout, but that takes forever. Just click buy now. See, there's that way. If you go up at the top and then, oh no, never. We're going to go straight to the I don't know what, the horse's mouth. There we are. Sign in if you've got an account, create one if you don't. It's free if you want to, or just check out as a guest. But you must pay to play. You've got to be in it to win it. If you're going to make a decision to improve the quality of your life right now, then you actually have to do it. We'll give you, I don't know, a minute or two by showing you a little video that was made a couple of years ago on how to order from Shop on TV. Honestly and truly, folks, I do want you to understand something here. Again, I don't get any commission. My enthusiasm is not paid for. I could just give you the very basic, you know, a nice jovial explanation of the benefits of these pillows and duvets and pillowcases and mattresses. But I've bought them. I've spent hundreds and hundreds of pounds, possibly even thousands of pounds on Mulberry Silk, because it is that good. And I don't buy rubbish. I buy the best. This is the best, in my opinion. You won't find anything. You won't find a better pillow, I don't think. You won't find a better duvet, I don't think. And I don't think you'll sleep better under anything that isn't. At least if you don't buy this, buy verified long fibre Mulberry Silk. But this is the most affordable way to get it, and a guarantee of the highest quality. So place your order right now. Here's how.
There are 3 convenient ways to place your order with Shop on TV. Just scan the QR code with your smartphone's camera app to view the current on-screen item. Or go directly to our website, shopontv.co.uk, where you'll find all the products in today's show. Simply add the items you want to buy to your online shopping basket and check out. Prefer ordering by phone? Give our UK-based customer service centre a call on 03333 241 241. Friendly representatives are available to assist you 24 hours a day. Straightforward shopping with Shop on TV.
Right, ladies and gentlemen.
At Shop.
Oh, Shkblab. It's limited stock. What does that mean? Well, that means we've got less than 10%. We've actually got 9% of our entire stock left. These have to be accurate, these stock updates. We can't give you stock updates that we're not allowed by law and by Ofcom rules and advertising standards and all of that sort of on ITV and our own integrity. Honesty, integrity and trust makes us a hit. Honesty, integrity, trust, hit, you see. Yeah, it's about to sell out. It is last call. Now, it's not to say it's the last time you're ever going to have a chance to buy this pillow, but you'll have to wait to the next show. We have to wait for the new stock to come in and for the next show. So it will be at least, what, a week or two before Ray is back. Now,
it could be a little bit longer because
longer,
of the shipping problems.
And also, and remember, the silk is seasonal. Silkworms are seasonal. When the silk is not available, they stop making. They don't go, oh, let's find some offcuts and some leftovers. No, they stop manufacturing. So get it now while you can. By the way, I just found that on our website, for some reason, when you go to order, it gives you a delivery estimate saying 4 to 6 days. No, forget that.
That's nonsense.
These are going out today, and they're going out DPD 24-hour track.
Any order, I will stress this, any order.
Especially if you live in London.
We are fortunate enough to receive this morning. At 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, we will start to process it. It'll be picked up by DPD this morning, today, on a 24-hour delivery. You might get the odd one that misfires. It'll be 2 days, but 95% of all the stock will arrive within 24 hours.
Yep. So literally, it's now Monday morning.
Tuesday
evening, you'll be sleeping with your head on a Mulberry Silk
pillow. And you can have your money back on Wednesday if you don't like it, without one word of an argument. But honestly, ladies and gentlemen, people love our products. You'd expect me to say that. I've got a very pleasant job.
Except when you work with
my grandchildren say to me, Grandad, you're an old man now. Why don't you sort of slow down a bit and not work? And I enjoy doing what I do. And I'll tell you why. When I go to an exhibition, I'm sitting there on my little stand, and people come up and they say, you know, I've got one of your duvets, had it 15, 20 years, 10 years, 5 years. They all love it. Mm-hmm. So it's a very nice environment for me to work within. I'm dealing with people, once I've taken the money, they're still my friend. You know, they're happy with the product.
It's an honest product.
It's nice. And secondly, I've been married for 48 years, and she's a bit of a nag, so I don't mind getting out of the house. She'll kill me when I get home now, Rob. That's it, I'm a dead man.
It's been lovely knowing you, Ray.
Yes, thank you.
We've got some emails, and one of them, apparently I'm going to love. Oh, hold on, where are we? Hi, Shirley here. Hi, Shirley. I'm at uni. I'm currently looking at your Mulberry Silk pillowcase and single duvet. I'm really interested in purchasing, while it feels like I'm back in class watching you guys. Is that a good thing? I'm wondering, it may be a stupid question, what's the difference between cotton and mulberry silk?
Well,
one's cotton and the other one's silk?
Yes. But secondly, the main difference is silk is unique. It's the only fabric in the world that I know of personally. And I go to every trade fair in the world. Not in the world. I go to every major trade fair for the last 50 years. Europe, China, America, all over the place. I've never seen any other fabric except silk that can reverse. Warm in the winter, cool in the summer. So when you buy this, you're buying something special.
By the way, I should read the PPS here. Well, PS Sam on TikTok's very funny. He'll be back with you tomorrow. PPS, why does Rob remind me of Hagrid? And you'll guess the man from Up. I'm loving learning. It's a film called Up. It's a man who touches lots of balloons to his house so it flies.
Oh, is that another French film?
No, it's a Pixar film. Can't wait for my Mulberry. Well, I remind you of Hagrid because I was told when I were younger that I looked like Robbie Coltrane, you see, who played Hagrid, God rest his soul. And actually, being a professional actor, I tried very hard to get the role in the HBO television series, but unfortunately, Nick Frost went and got it instead.
Well,
so no magic for me. I'm just going to have to stay a blooming muggle.
Do you know, Rob, the man who played Hagrid came
Yes.
from Rutherglen in Glasgow.
Yes, I know.
And
yes.
that's exactly 2 miles from where I live.
Ah! I was such a fan of
Very
Robbie.
talented man.
Very, very big fan of his, but also thanks for rubbing it in.
I think his dad was a dentist, you know.
Really? That explains a lot.
Yeah.
No, I desperately tried. Everybody thought I would be the next Hagrid, and I tried very hard. And unfortunately, I wasn't a big enough celebrity to.
That's what
to
happens.
be, you know, that's what happens. Just means I'm destined for greater things.
Listen.
But 10 years worth of work on a Harry Potter film would have been quite nice. Very quickly. Oh, hang on. Sorry, where are we here? No. Oh, hi, Rob. Reese here. Big fan. Hi, Reese. How are you? Always watching with my friend Lauren after we caught a random show once. That's how I get you see. Question. How long, Rob, have you personally been a fan of these pillows? 6 years. I first learned about Mulberry Silk 6 years ago, and as I told the story, I borrowed a duvet from Ray because it was during lockdown in the dead of winter, and I was cold in this little box I was living in during lockdown. And that's when I realised how amazing Mulberry Silk was. Bought the duvet from Ray, got the pillow, look, I'm an actor professionally, but I've done transactional television. I was 7 years with the original shopping channel. Well, in my 20s, I was the youngest ever actually, and it distracted me. It was such a good job. It distracted me for many years. I should have actually been concentrating on the acting. Really, I probably would have been a bit further along by now. But the point is, I've dipped in and out of shopping television or transactional television over the years. You know, it's kind of my day job while I'm resting between acting jobs. And they line up to get me to try stuff. I've literally tried any and every pillow that you've seen on infomercials or you know, shopping channels. I mean, duvets, pillows, bedding, mattresses, I've tried it all. Some have been good, but nothing has come close to the Mulberry Silk. So honestly, I'm giving you my personal recommendation. Anyone that gives a jot about what I say, just get it, because you'll thank me. And I'll buy it back from you myself if you don't like it, because I don't see how that's even possible. P.S. You mentioned you're a Doctor Who fan a few times, so which Doctor is your favourite? Tom Baker, but then David Tennant, because he's kind of the new Tom Baker. But that's another one. I one day still hope, my ambition has always been to beat Tom Baker as the Doctor. I want to be the Doctor for a decade. I'm hoping. I was really... do you know, can I tell you a quick story, Ray? Would you indulge me?
Please do.
Buy your duvets and pillows. They're great. What I tell, this is totally unrelated. So when I was 14, 15, I wanted to be on Doctor Who as a companion in those days, and I wrote to the BBC all the time. And in those days, they actually wrote back, and they said, well, to be on the show, you have to be a member of the Actors Union, Equity. And I just ignored and said, no, put me on the show, you know, a young kid kind of thing. And in the end, no, definitely got to be a member of the union. But here, just to shut you up, here are some signed photos of the cast, which I still have, by the way. Peter Davis and Nissa, Sarah Sutton, all these people. And eventually I got the message, so I worked hard and I got my equity card when I was 16, shortly after my 16th birthday. And I'm right, time to apply for Doctor Who. A week later, they cancelled the show.
Really?
So then I moved to America. I immigrated to America. And a week after I immigrated to America, the show came back. And now I've moved back.
Bad timing.
Let's just say that Doctor Who's kind of gone in an interesting direction.
Oh,
but no, one day I do really genuinely...
It's over 50 years old now, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's more than that. Yeah, it's the longest running science fiction show in history. 60th anniversary is not that far off.
Something about it on television this morning, that's how I know that.
There's hope for me, actually, because they're starting to do spin-offs and different stories, and I'm hoping one day I'll get to play the Doctor.
Well done, I'm sure you will.
Everyone said I'd be
With a bit of
great
luck.
Doctor. You know, fingers crossed. Anyone from the BBC watching, please. I'll put an audition tape together. I know I'm on ITV. Sorry, ITV, but what can I do? Right, very quickly, back to our topic in hand. Please advise before I consider buying. This is from Anne Ray. So, I like to have a top sheet on my bed made of 100% bamboo. Can you please advise if this is okay to use with my Mulberry Silk? And also, can you put 100% bamboo duvet cover on a Mulberry Silk duvet? Ooh, good question. Well, you can, whether it works or not.
What's the lady's name?
Anne.
Anne. This is what I know about bamboo. I'm not in the business of knocking other people's products. I don't think I've ever done that. All I have done is stress, in my opinion, silk is better. I'm not saying theirs is bad. Now, bamboo is a grass. And bamboo pillows came out about 8 or 9 years ago. People bought them, large quantities of them. They really did.
They were a fad, bit of a fad.
They were a fad.
Yeah.
And what people then told me, and you must understand, I'm sitting on an exhibition stand 200 days of every year talking to the public about their likes and their dislikes as far as bedding is concerned. And one of the big problems with bamboo grass is starting to smell as I got older. Because grass, if you cut the grass in the lawn, it smells. And if you leave it lying, it degrades. And that's what happens.
Is it breathable?
No.
Look, Anne, in all honesty, if you're married to your bamboo, and I mean this genuinely out of care and interest, I would question why. And secondly, my advice, and I'm sure Ray would back this up, would be try your mulberry silk without it, because again, it's just that if you've got if you're covering it with a fabric that isn't breathable, it's going to block all. There's no point in having mulberry silk because it's going to block all of the unique properties of silk. I'd try it without if I were you.
The other thing, Rob, I would say 30% of all the people who buy this duvet put it in the bed without a top cover. Now, when we're doing a live show, people come up and they can actually touch it. And I'm talking about ladies who have gone for a day out to an exhibition, right? And maybe with a friend, and they come up and they touch it like this, and you can see the shock in their face. They go, oh, this is special. It's so soft and so luxurious. It's long-fibre silk, cotton, the top cover, sorry.
Can you tell us about that? Because we haven't covered that, have we?
Rob, let me explain. When you pick cotton, if you use a mechanical device or a machine to pick cotton, cotton becomes stressed and it breaks, and you get short fibre cotton. I would say 90% of all the cotton sold in the United Kingdom is short fibre cotton. If you pick it by hand, Rob, it's a much more gentle process. It doesn't stress, it doesn't break. So you get a softer, more gentle cotton. It can be woven in a slightly different way. Ironically, although it's softer, it's stronger and it's longer lasting. What I'm trying to say is more luxurious, longer lasting, and better. And you can, because it's long fibre.
You can get sheets, Egyptian cotton sheets.
Long fibre.
Look, if white is the right colour for you, you don't need to put anything on the duvet. But they are very soft. But yeah, I managed to get long fibre.
You can put bamboo on if you want. But I would just say stick with cotton, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I'd hate to think you go to all the expense of buying something that does something special and then it's being stopped from doing it because you're covering it with something else.
All I do know is this, that people have told me repeatedly over the years that bamboo, they have issues with it. Some people like it, an awful lot of people don't. That's what I've found. Okay, we're almost at 2 a.m. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are, how many of pillows have we got left? A handful. We've got a handful of pillows left. We are very low double figures, to give you a clue. So, look, here's the thing, right? We have explained a lot, and we've made a lot of claims which, just because they're absolutely true and verifiably so, doesn't mean that those are the reasons you're going to buy a pillow or duvet now. You're only going to do that when you decide that that's something you want to do. I can't influence that. Ray can't influence that. We can just give you the information, and you can then make up your own mind that that is useful information, valid information, helpful information for you and your lifestyle or those that you love, and then decide to pay the money, get whatever it is that you're buying, and reap the benefits for yourself. So I leave that with you. But here is the informational side of things. I'm telling you, I am telling you, I will say this to your face. If you don't believe me, we'll meet up somewhere in Manchester one night. I will look you in the eye and I will tell you to your face in person, this is the best pillow and the best duvet money can buy. It just is. In my experience, well, and millions of other people's experiences, and in my opinion, well, and in millions of other people's opinions as well. And what, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You're not buying a pillow. You're not buying a duvet. You're not buying a mattress. You're not buying a pillowcase. You're buying a good night's sleep. And actually, you're not buying a good night's sleep. You're buying a better quality of life. Look,
if you buy a microwave oven, I mean, there are dozens of microwave ovens that all do the same thing. Sure, it's a helpful thing to have, but it's not going to really change the quality of your life. But these bedding items do, because unfortunately, as human beings, the one thing we can't avoid, there are two things that are true of everybody. We all die, and we all have to sleep. All will die. And that's the fact. And these days, we were never designed as animals to do the kind of rubbish we do these days. I mean, we weren't put on the earth to work. You know, you go to a zoo, as I've done frequently. Most of the animals spend most of the day sleeping. That's what we should be doing. The stresses, the strains, the pressures of life, having to survive, the monetary system, not being able to, to survive if you don't work all the time to pay the bills, and life is hard. So sleep's more important now than ever before, probably in the history of humanity. And look, what did our ancestors sleep under? They slept under natural fibres, skins and things like that, animal skins, yeah. And then silks and cotton. Silk has been used for 5,000 years. I'm telling you, for a third of your life that you're going to spend on average in bed, this will improve the quality of your sleep, because you'll actually sleep properly, deeply, soundly. Stay asleep, not waking up constantly hot, not waking up constantly sweaty. And that's important, because if you interrupt your sleep, you don't get the full, deep, restorative, regenerative, recuperative, healing sleep your body absolutely needs. And the minute you wake up, and you've done it, I know you have, everyone watching right now, I'm sure at some point, has woken up, even after hours of sleep, what they thought was sleep, and gone, crikey, I'm still tired. I must have slept funny. No, you slept under an inferior duvet or sheet of some kind, and with your head on an inferior pillow. You've got a chance to change that now. And a pillow that will last you years, a duvet that could last you decades. 10-year guarantee on the duvet, 10-year guarantee on the pillowcase, 2-year guarantee on the pillow, natural temperature regulation, moisture wicking, 30% of its own weight, silk will wick away. So when you sweat into the pillow, you sweat into the duvet, it doesn't feel clammy and moist and horrible. And also no dust mites. You're not going to get that bacteria build up. You can wash them. You can put them in the washing machine. So if you dribble on the pillow, or in the summer it's hot and you sweat and you stain it, or you've got a kid or you drop tea on it, or I don't know, whatever. Chocolate, if you're having a naughty little chocolate bar in bed, you can put it in the washing machine as much and as often as you like. We've got virtually no pillows left. Your pillow is your way to try it. And everything you buy right now, folks, everything, you have an unconditional 30-day money-back guarantee. You can contact RK Sales. Their information is on the tag. And if you're not completely satisfied, or if you just change your mind, but sleep on it first. Don't change your mind before you slept in it, because that would be doing yourself an injustice. If you're not happy, as Ray said, this is going out today, 24-hour track DPD. You should have it by Tuesday. Sleep on it Tuesday night. And if you don't like it, literally Wednesday, you can contact them and get your money back.
On Wednesday.
On Wednesday.
Yeah. No nonsense.
Yeah. Check out now. And if you want the pillow,
thing, Rob,
you're about to miss it.
I should mention, we haven't mentioned this tonight, and I think it's very important as far as duvets are concerned. If any...
Oh, welcome, by the way, to all the new audience.
If any viewer watching who, unfortunately, has a member of their family who is bedbound. Now, I sometimes mention this when I'm on television. My mother-in-law died when she was 93 years old. She was a small lady, and she was a really good, she was a good friend of mine. She, my mother-in-law, loved her. Right, 93 years old. For the last 2 years of her life, she was totally bedbound in hospital, right? Now, people who are bedbound in bedbound period, they obviously sleep in bed. They have their hair washed in bed. They have body washes. Little accidents happen.
Yes, yes.
Right? Well, you can take this duvet, wash it in the washing machine. The largest one we make is a Super King. It weighs 2.5 kilos. It'll fit in any standard UK machine. Wash it in the machine quickly, dry it in the tumble dryer quickly, have it back in the bed within a couple of hours. You never have to pay to have it dry cleaned or laundered. Now, people who are bedbound, they get bed sores. Now, I'm not saying this will cure them, but what I am saying is this. This duvet, and check this, what I'm going to say next, check it on a computer, go into a search engine, Google Wikipedia, type in all about silk. This duvet will wick away 30% of its own weight in moisture or sweat. The thing that causes an awful lot of bed sores is moisture and sweat lying in the bed when your body is immobile. This will certainly help. That's all I'm saying, it will help. I'm not saying it will cure it.
Actually, if you've got an Airbnb, a regular B&B, this is great because you can
wash it quickly.
can wash it quickly, yeah.
Yeah, wash it
Holiday home.
Yeah,
maybe you're a bee.
It happens quite a lot. Funny you mention that. Happens quite a lot when we're doing large, in the larger cities like Edinburgh, where you have a lot of tourists coming in.
Yep.
London, of course, and tourist cities. People come to the show, maybe a lady got a bed and breakfast or something like that. She'll buy one for herself, loves it. So all of a sudden she puts them in every bed.
Well, I was going to say also hospices and care homes and things like that. I think they'd be.
Yes, they love them because they can wash them.
I mentioned so many bees. They're all making jokes about bees in my ear, and it reminded me little. Here's a random Doctor Who connection. Honey to the bee, that's you for me. That was Billy Piper.
Billy Piper.
Who sang that? Yeah.
Yes.
Before she married Chris Evans.
Chris Evans.
Yeah, for a while.
Funny, he was in television this morning. I watched them with my wife.
He's doing on radio what I did on online.
He was on TV this morning.
Yeah, I know. He's brilliant. He's very good.
Clever guy, isn't he?
Very clever guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, now we're at single figures now, or fast getting there on the pillow. If you want the pillow, last chance to get it, please do. And but the duvet, we've got less than a third of the overall stock of everything we started with available too. So we're starting to run out, particularly the single and the king size.
Thank you to all the viewers for your orders. We've obviously had a very busy show, and you know that's quite interesting, Rob. We've been coming here now. We'll be selling our products, duvets, on British television for 23 years. I judge the success of any product being sold on television, not on how many we sell, but how many we get returned. Because don't forget, we sell everything with a no-nonsense money-back guarantee. The duvets we get returned, we sell, fortunately, I'm not being boastful, fortunately, we sell tens of thousands every year in Britain. The amount we get returned, and this is a fact, I'm not allowed to make these ridiculous claims unless it's fact.
Yeah.
You could fit the amount we get returned into a supermarket trolley.
What do you do with those?
Well, we incinerate them, because when a duvet has been returned, or a pillow, in particular pillows, right, they have to go to landfill. 5 million duvets go to landfill every year. 10 million pillows, minimum 10 million. Could be as high as 15. Let's say 10 for sure, go to landfill every year.
So if you had loads returned, you'd lose money.
We'd be out of business. Rob, we're sitting here in Manchester, right?
Yes.
Now, 6-7 months ago, I was in the largest retailer in the United Kingdom. They sell pillows. They have a giant warehouse here in Manchester. They had a mountain of pillows. I'm not talking about 1 or 2 dozen. I'm talking about a pile.
Yes.
Stacked up to the
We've actually got
rafters.
the details for the duvet on the screen, but I know you're telling a quick pillow story,
right.
So yes, we might change the details.
We're talking about the pillow at the moment. So they had this mountain of pillows. They were filled with recycled plastic bottles.
Plastic bottles?
These pillows were £6 each.
Good grief.
So can you imagine? When I phoned the buyer here, and I said, I'm standing beside pillows that are filled with recycled plastic bottles, this is what she said. Surely not, Raymond. That can't be right. And so I took a picture and I sent it to her, and it was right.
Is there, you know, we've had emails tonight from people saying, is there plastic in there? It's like people have become so programmed to realise junk. It's like what you're buying tonight is food without preservatives.
The average lady with a husband and 2 children in her lifetime, searching for a pillow she likes, will buy 40 pillows. 40 pillows. guarantee.
And don't they reckon something like 65% would be sent back if they had a money back guarantee?
The Bedding
That's why they don't.
Association reckon if all pillows were sold with a money back guarantee, they're not, but if they were, they reckon 60 or 65% would be returned. Now, when we started selling our pillows 6 years ago,
Pillows are on the You May Like box, by the way.
86,000 we sold in the first 13 months. We didn't get 65% returned. We got 19 individual pillows returned out of 86,000.
The thing is, Ray, even at 65%, I think is a fairly modest or conservative estimate. But that means, at the very least, 2/3 of people in the entire United Kingdom
Buy pillows.
don't like the pillow they're sleeping on.
They buy them,
Now that's
Rob,
40 million
they buy
people.
the pillows on impulse. Every single... Ladies and gentlemen, please check this figure on a computer. Every year in Britain, over £100 million is spent by the British public on cheap, nasty, horrible pillows that end up in landfill. Over £100 million. When you buy this, you'll put it in a bed, you'll sleep under it, you'll love it, you'll sleep on it, you'll love it. Simple as that.
Here's the short commercial for it. You'll love this pillow and duvet so much, it'll be so much better than anything else you've ever slept on or under before. And if you don't, you get your money back, guaranteed.
Without doubt.
Now, let's go back to the duvet, Ray.
Right.
Let's start from the beginning.
How do we get the silk?
All of it.
Right.
Yeah. If you had to summarise all of your amazing stories
Right.
in 10 minutes,
Right.
how would you do it?
Right. How we get the silk, it might interest the viewer.
Yes.
We take the silkworm, we place it in a large metal tray, roughly the size of this bed. We place the tray containing the worm into a darkened room, and a slightly darkened room. We keep it there for 35, 36 days. We'll feed the worm exclusively on mulberry leaves. Now, it will eat 10,000 times its own body weight in mulberry leaves. Doesn't sleep, it just eats non-stop.
I know how it feels.
Its body weight will increase tenfold.
I know how it feels.
After 35, 36 days, it spits the cocoon off. We have a cocoon here somewhere. Here's one.
Yeah.
This little cocoon here.
Oh, look, we got a close-up photo. Look at that.
On that little cocoon, there is over 1 mile of silk, unbroken in one piece. We place the cocoon in tepid water, and all the silk floats off. Now, because it's long, because it's unbroken, we can stitch the silk all the way around the perimeter of the duvet. Now, it takes 2 skilled operators a day to a day and a half to make one duvet. Once they have anchored it around the outer edge, they can pull it towards themselves, and they can put these box cassettes in by machine.
So it can't move.
And that means 2 things. Number 1, the silk cannot move. So you're sleeping under an even distribution of heat. You get no cold spots. And when you wash it, because you can wash it as often as you want, cold wash, 30 degrees.
And tumble dry.
Tumble dry or line dry, dries quickly, a couple of hours. Right, put it in the dryer, dry it quickly.
On a clothes
When you
horse.
wash it, it cannot.
Very quick.
And it will not lose shape. The top cover, Egyptian cotton, long fibre, Egyptian cotton, the best, 230 thread count. Ladies and gentlemen, anything over 180 thread count is considered to be luxury. There's only 2 parts to this duvet, the top cover and the filling within it. Now, what we have done, we have taken the 2 most famous fabrics in the world, Egyptian cotton, long fibre, silk, long fibre, AAA grade mulberry. We've passed these 2 fabrics to a company who take a pride in what they manufacture. We have backed it up with a 10-year bulletproof money-back guarantee. No arguing if you don't like it. 1 phone call, a live person within our office will answer your phone call, and we will refund your money without one word of an argument. We're not asking you to keep this if you don't like it. But I promise you this much, when you buy it, as far as your sleep is concerned, it will change your life.
Yeah.
It'll wick away
really will.
30% of its own weight in moisture or sweat. So any lady going through the menopause, please don't think twice. Treat yourself. Treat
Or if
yourself.
you're sick or
It'll
anything like
change your
that.
life. If you're bedbound and you're in bed for a big part of your life, unfortunately, buy one. It'll change your life.
I imagine, and
No
seriously,
dust mites, allergy board approved.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut in.
No, it's
well,
okay, Rob.
I suppose I
Okay,
did
go
mean to
for
cut
it.
in. Well, I was going to say, if there are people who are paralysed and in bed all the time, or as you say, bedbound for any reason,
Yeah.
You said this can help reduce. I guess you can't completely eliminate bed sores, but
No.
it can help reduce them.
Well, one of the, I know from my mother-in-law was, for the last 2 years of her life, in a bad way. And
yeah.
if ever you've seen bed sores, it's horrific.
I bet.
It really is. Now, these big heavy duvets, they press down on your knees and in particular your toes, your elbows, and around your hips, and they make you sweat. And the sweat aggravates bed sores, I can assure you.
Yeah.
It makes them worse, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now this will, and check this figure, I stress this, the claims we make are authentic. We try and keep it level-headed, our presentation. We don't
Yeah.
exaggerate.
No, no.
Go into a Google or Wikipedia, just check everything I'm saying.
Yeah.
And because it wicks away moisture, you'll get a better night's sleep. It'll help with people who are bedbound, in no uncertain fashion.
But also, if you've got elderly people in the family, I know this doesn't necessarily apply now because obviously we're getting into the warmer months, but you know, I hear stories every winter of people who, you know, who can't afford to run their central heating,
Yeah.
and many perish because of the cold. And I mean, get them a Mulberry Silk Duvet. I was thinking again for people who are wheelchair bound. I've seen in the colder months covers over the people's legs. And one of these, a single, is probably the best option you could go for, isn't it?
I have a friend who's wheelchair bound. He's 60 odd years old now. And what he does, he just tucks one around his legs.
Yeah.
And it helps him tremendously.
Because you're not going to overheat, so that's
Yeah.
the thing. You're not going to be
And
in a situation where
the
you're
other
too
thing
hot.
I should mention, it's just a small thing, this,
Yeah.
but I constantly, my wife tells me off, she said, you know, it must be a man thing. You forget to mention this. Two things, actually. She said, very often when people perhaps are getting older, they're not as strong as they used to be. Maybe they're living on their own. Partner has passed away, unfortunately. And these big, heavy, puffy duvets, they struggle to get them into the top cover.
Yeah.
Now, this is light. It's flexible.
Yeah.
And one person can get it into the top cover with ridiculous ease. And the other thing, Rob, you can make the bed quickly in the morning with this because it lies beautifully and flat. It's not heavy. Just pull it out quickly and you're not struggling with big heavy duvets to make the bed.
I've heard stories also that if you've got a baby,
Yeah.
if you take a single duvet and you fold it so that it fits in the cot.
Yes.
Now you'd put obviously cotton or Egyptian cotton because you want the silk properties still to benefit the baby, but you know you don't want them sleeping not necessarily on a sort of the folded up in case they rock it up or whatever, but put a fitted sheet over the top of it that's
right.
cotton.
Yeah.
And of course, if your baby's getting warm at night, you know, or if they've got colic, or if they're ill or what have you, with the moisture wicking. If they have an accident, you can wash it, but also the temperature regulation.
Whatever age you are, from a baby to an old man like me, the biggest problem people have in bed as far as getting a good night's sleep is concerned. Now, the reason I'm making this statement, I've mentioned 2 or 3 times already tonight, but I am on a stand at an exhibition somewhere for 200 days of every year. And from 10 in the morning to roughly 6 o'clock at night, people talk to me about their bedding likes and their dislikes. And the biggest problem people have in bed is getting too hot.
Yeah.
Now, here's something that might shock you, Rob. As you know, fortunately, we sell tens of thousands of duvets every year, right, in Britain. Now, we sell slightly more duvets in the summer than we do in the winter.
I can believe it.
Do you know why that is?
Go on.
In the hot weather,
Yeah.
people simply overheat in bed. They sweat. They're waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, one leg dangling out the duvet, duvet off, duvet on, duvet off, duvet on. Now they're awake when they should be asleep. And one of the main reasons, perhaps not the only reason, but one of the main reasons, they're simply too hot.
Well, and
the silk
sometimes
stops that happening.
people go out and buy a whole separate duvet. I remember when I was a kid, we had a
Winter
summer
and
duvet
summer.
and a winter duvet.
Well, this is an all-weather
It's all
duvet.
weather, yeah.
Warm in the winter, cool in the summer. It self-regulates. Silk is a low conductor of heat. It self-regulates. Two people share a bed. One likes it warm, one likes it less warm. You can both sleep under the same duvet, be perfectly comfortable. It sounds actually, some people might be sitting at home saying to themselves, this sounds too good to be true.
I know.
But all I can tell you is this. I've been selling stuff in television for, must be 50 years, right? In different countries. And let me tell you, I can count on the fingers of these two hands the amount of products that have lasted on television for 37 years. This has. We've been selling it on TV for 37 years. On television, products come, products go. Some last and some don't. This has been going for 37 years, and every single year, fortunately, our sales go up. And our sales go up for one reason, in my opinion, the high quality of the product. And when you mention this word quality, people very often think to themselves, little trigger in the back of their mind, quality, high cost. Well, these are quality at an affordable price. You might be saying to yourself, how is it possible? Raymond's telling me this is wonderful, it's high quality, Rob's agreeing. Why is the price so low? The price is so low for one reason. Normally when you have a duvet like this ready to be sold to the public, you pass it to a distributor. He sells it to a wholesaler. The wholesaler sells it to the shopkeeper or the retailer. Each one of those people add on a margin of profit. Quite rightly, they're not doing anything wrong. We've eliminated those three people. We only have one partner in every country, and this country, Shop and TV. The buyers are very clever, tenacious people. They buy the product at a low price, and they sell it to the public with a tiny margin of profit added on for Shop and TV. What I'm saying is this, Shop and TV work in skinny margins, so you're getting quality at an affordable price. With a 10-year warranty, you have nothing to lose by trying this tonight or this morning.
I also want to say, I'm not wishing to sort of blow our own trumpet or toot our own horn, but Shop on TV was born from the cream of the shopping channel or the shopping television industry. You know, there are only, I don't think that, there are no more than 20 of us. There were 14 when we started. But, you know, in this studio right now, apart from Ray and me, we have a floor manager, a director and a producer. That's it. You know, we don't rent expensive offices. Or any of those other overheads that can cripple other corporations. We have our COO, our CEO, our COO, our CTO, our couple of buyers, couple of assistant buyers. It's not a lot. It's not a lot of people, but they've all worked in traditional retail at the very top of traditional retail, or the very top of shopping television. I came from the original shopping channel. That was where I cut my teeth, and so we handpicked. Actually, I handpicked, because the CEO and I have known each other for 20-something years. He brought me on board as head of television, aside from being a presenter, and I, having worked in the business for 30-something years, I handpicked the very best people for this operation. And because we are entrusted with a great responsibility every single night. We are on ITV and STV's airwaves. We broadcast on ITV's Ofcom licence. We are a partnership with ITV and STV. We don't just buy a block of airtime, rent a little, garage somewhere and make, we're in the old Granada studios where, our car park used to be where the Rovers Return was. They're currently rigging Dragon's Den next door. Bullseye films out of here. This very studio, Bullseye, the latest series of Bullseye was filmed in. Martin Lewis's Money Programme. So the point I'm trying to make is that we are trusted. We've been trusted. We had
serious people.
We had a 2-year contract with ITV.
That's the word, serious.
Serious. And in December of last year, ITV renewed our contract for a further 3 years. We're about to go even further. We've broached into ITVX. We're going to have a channel on ITVX. I mean, there's so much going on. We are a trusted partner.
Rob,
so you can trust us.
I like to think the same. As a person, I've been in business for 67 years. I started as a young boy, 17 years old. 67 years. I'm more or less retired these days. My son Martin runs the business, and I just do a little bit of television here at Shop and TV and a little bit in Canada these days. And I can assure you of one thing. I've been around the block for 50 years at different TV studios. I don't know any TV shopping channel where your money is safer than Shop and TV. Yeah. There's one or two at the moment where your money is perhaps not as safe.
Yes, and we shan't mention who those are.
No.
But again, we're not a shopping channel, we're a shopping show. I always said we're This Morning Tonight. You get to see all the products, but you can actually buy them. All this is so you can actually buy right now. Now, my producer has just threatened me with a smacked bottom if I don't show you the prices. And also, by the way, Ray, I don't know what you've done to excite her this evening, but Caroline said she loves your jumper. It brings out the colour of your eyes.
Thank you very much, Caroline.
But as we know, she's probably been drinking. So the single duvet is, by the way, Caroline is teetotal. That is true, yeah. When she's asleep. I'm just going to say the same thing.
Caroline, we love you, Caroline.
We do. We do like to take the mickey out of each other. We're a close-knit team. £139 is our price for the single. Yeah, it's not a cheap 30 quid job, but you'll buy countless numbers of the cheap ones and replace them over and over. This is buy once and it lasts you for decades. This duvet could outlive you, particularly if you put a duvet cover on it. Double, £179, that's 5 pence a day, based just on the 10-year guarantee. So if it vanished into thin air after 10 years, it's cost you 5 pence a day to have a double for that decade. The King is £199, that's 6 pence a day, and the Super King £219, that's 7 pence a day. But also, my dad, who, when it comes to owning things, I can only describe, because he's a generous man, but he's as tight as a duck's bumhole. When it comes to, like, when I moved back from the US, I slept at my sister's. I stayed up with my sister. The mattress she had in the spare room is her childhood mattress.
I can believe that.
And she's 40-something years old. No, nearly 50 years old.
I can believe that.
The duvets and pillows were her childhood duvets and pillows.
Rob.
Never been washed. I couldn't believe it.
I can believe it.
I mean, the covers have been
Some
washed.
of the stories I get told and I experience when I'm talking direct to the public. At the Royal Ulster Show once, at the Royal Ulster Show, an old lady came up to me. She was a lovely old lady. She came from Enniskillen in Northern Ireland.
It's a type of medicine, isn't it?
No, she's a lovely old lady. And she was from farming stock. She was showing horses at the show, and she was with her son, and she told me she was still sleeping on the same pillow that her mother gave her, that her mother had slept on, and the pillow was over 60 years old.
The entire filling must have been replaced by dust mites.
Well, the average pillow at any given time has 1 million dust mites in it.
Wow.
The lifespan of a dust mite is 10 weeks. After 10 weeks, it dies. Now, there's a clue in the name, dust. When they die, they turn to dust, the same as you and I. Now, the average pillow will have 5 million dust mites in it at least every year. Now, this pillow is approved by the United Kingdom Allergy Board. They're based in Warwick University, and they're very difficult people to satisfy. It tells you here, this is not Raymond saying this, it's not Rob saying it, It tells you here that these pillows have no dust mites. When dust mites don't like silk.
I'm going to ask our producer Caroline
they
to
pack
find
it-
on the web a
What's
picture of a dust mite. Do you mind? Can
No,
we do it?
go for it.
Come on, Caroline. Are you there, Caroline? Can somebody prod Caroline?
It's quite horrific when you
Can
see
you
them.
Google dust mites and in images, and we'll just throw one up on the telly? Is that all right? Make sure it. They're not pleasant if you
No.
don't like. They're arachnids. They are spiders.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
little teeny spiders. Yeah. Now they are harmless. They are harmless. So are you ready, Caroline? Oh, they are harmless to humans.
It's what passes through their
It's-
body
yes,
before
it's
they
their
die.
poo that is an allergen.
Yeah.
Come on, Caroline, you can do better than this. Crikey! God, honestly, I thought we'd got a good one with Caroline, but
Right, we'll continue.
I'm just getting her back for all
What's
the jip
that?
she's been giving me all night.
She'll be got it. There she is.
Oh, okay, right. We've just got to wait. Make sure. There we go. Can you go full screen on that?
Now there's 1 million of
hold on.
those in a pillow. You know, I must tell you a funny thing, Rob. When I'm doing a live show, there comes a point when you're making a sale direct to the public where you have to stop talking. You have to make a decision. Now, very often when you mention dust mites, it costs you the sale because people are horrified at the thought. But the fact of the matter
Opening
is,
new tab.
the fact of the matter is they are in every pillow. They're not in this pillow. That's
Yeah.
the difference. This pillow you can wash as often as you want. Cold wash 30 degrees. This is the one I sleep on at home.
Right.
When I travel down to Manchester here, I bring it with me. Now, I bring it with me for one simple reason. I can hold it up to the camera. Any potential customer can look at it and they can make a decision. Ask yourself this simple question. Excuse me.
Do you need some water?
Yeah, I've got some.
Oh, you've
The
got some.
pillow you have at home on your bed that you've been sleeping on for the last, say, year or two doesn't look as good as this. This one's been slept on for 17 or 18,000 hours, 6 years. It's been washed at least 20 or 30 times. Cold wash 30 degrees. Cannot and it will not lose shape. Now, we tell you on the label exactly what's in it. We're not trying to hoodwink anyone. Cut it open. In the middle, you have a pocket of fibre. That's to give you support for your neck and shoulders, right? All the way around that, layer after layer of AAA grade Mulberry silk. It really is a fabulous pillow.
Now, Ray,
Yes,
if you have a regular pillow,
yes.
I don't know what the filling is, but what's also in there, and if you are squeamish,
Yeah. I know what you're
close
gonna
your
say.
eyes. I'll give you 3 seconds just to say that we've just got this picture off the web, so it's not properly framed for our graphic or any of that. We've gone jazz. If you don't, I didn't give them the 3 seconds. That's a dust mite. So they are arachnids. Count the legs. They're 8 legs, and they are from the spider family. Again, they're harmless to humans. They're around us. We breathe them in, all kinds. But it's their poo, and there are 1 million of those in your pillow at any
The
given
average
time.
pillow.
The average pillow. And that's why after 3 years, because when they die, their carcasses, they don't get taken to the dust mites.
So anybody with breathing
funeral
problems, right? This, Rob, it's quite, to me, it's common sense. If you have allergies, breathing problems in particular, right? Why buy a pillow that's full of dust? Doesn't it make sense to buy a pillow?
It's ridiculous when you say it
well,
like
when you
that,
think
isn't
of it's old-fashioned common sense. Buy a pillow that's been tested by the United Kingdom Allergy Board. The people who are fighting allergies are telling you.
You've just made a point, Ray. You've just made a point I've never thought of.
What's that?
People who go out and buy a regular pillow are basically buying a breeding ground for dust, a collection sack for dust. But sorry, go back to what you're saying, because the Allergy
it's
UK.
quite true.
Yeah, I
Well,
never
the
thought of it
Allergy
like that
Board,
before.
Their business is to find solutions to allergies.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, they're clever people.
So why don't dust mites like silk then?
Because it's too dry. When they see silk, silk's a protein similar to your hair.
Yeah.
And dust mites simply don't like it.
Yeah.
So anybody with breathing problems in particular, but apart from all these health advantages, the sheer comfort of this pillow, when you put your head on it, you are, in my opinion, going to get a really excellent, perfect night's sleep. And if you don't keep it.
Yeah.
Simply send it back. And I keep stressing, when you phone our office, you don't have to listen to piped music for 20 minutes. A regular person will answer the telephone quickly, and if you have a complaint of any description, if you're not happy, we will refund your money with the same speed and the same civility that we take it from you.
Yes.
So we're not asking you to keep these if you don't like them. Pillows, duvets, or indeed pillow slips.
And remember, it's all washable. All of it. The duvets are washable. I love the fact the pillows are washable. So I'm about to get a 10-kilo washing machine, but I had a 7.5. One, you could get 2 in at a time. I like to do one just so that they've got
room to... And they dry quickly, Rob.
Yeah, so I had a flat. I've got a house now, but I had a flat and I had a clothes horse. And I'd put the pillow on the top for about half an hour one side, flip it over, half an hour the other side. The duvet is my super king, and I fold it in half so it doesn't drape on the floor. 45 minutes. They dry super quickly.
Yeah. Silk does dry quickly. I mean, there are so many benefits to silk that, but the main benefit is comfort, ladies and gentlemen. Comfort.
Well,
and you simply cannot put a price on a good night's sleep. No. If you get a good night's sleep, I'm stating the obvious, next day you feel better, you're happier, you're a nicer person to be around. It's just a better place to be in. If, you know, the world's a nice place if you've had a good night's sleep.
So I always mention this on each show because I looked a lot into this. Given the job that I do, or the jobs, plural, that I do, I struggle to sleep normally. I have to try to sort of sleep whenever I can. So there are certain things that are very important for sleep. There are environmental conditions. So, for example, I used to live, my flat was on a busy street. Yeah. It was on a main road. So I had all the noise. Now I live in a private terraced house in a private road. Don't have all the noise. Thank you, Shop on TV. No. But if you do have a noise problem, I did look into some ear defenders, some little earplugs to help with that, because that's important. That can keep you awake. Temperature, make sure the temperature in your room is as close to sort of as tolerable as you like. The duvet will do the rest, and the pillow will do the rest. But do you know the one obviously dark, make sure the room is as dark as possible, because our bodies work on a circadian rhythm. So when it's light, we're supposed to be awake, and when it's dark, we're supposed to be asleep. I bought, for 10 quid, a really good sleep mask that completely blacks out, so I think it's night. But the other one, do you know the thing that people forget about the most? Is smell. It's one of your strongest senses. So that's some sort of nice smell.
That's what I mentioned earlier about bamboo. Remember earlier in the program, the lady had a question about bamboo pillows, etc. And people constantly tell me they buy bamboo, they buy it, and after a year or so, it starts to smell.
But the rest, when it comes to, you could have you get a totally pitch black room. Peace and quiet, smells lovely because you've got some, some lavender, or joss stick burning or something, or some essential oils being diffused in the corner of the room. And then you go and sleep under, basically, what does a synthetic fibre duvet or pillow mean? It's plastic. Yeah. It's a type of plastic. Or if it's feather, feathers are designed to insulate birds. They don't dissipate heat, they trap heat. That's the point. So you can do everything right and still not sleep well because you've got a rubbish duvet and a rubbish pillow. Until now. So check out, buy these, change your life forever.
Talking about feathers and pillows, as you were talking, I was just thinking, cats catch birds, unfortunately. Yeah. And when cats catch birds, birds have got plenty of feathers. When cats catch birds, cats become infested with fleas from the birds.
Oh,
that's a fact.
Really?
So you're putting feathers into a pillow.
Oh, yeah, fleas like feathers too, don't they?
I just thought about that.
I was horribly, horribly allergic to feathers. And I remember when I'd be taken to stayed at any of my relatives' homes when I was a kid, they all had, you know, down duvets and things like that. And I would just, I mean, oh, it was awful. That's the other thing. These are completely, really, they're hypoallergenic in every regard, aren't they?
Yeah,
You know,
well, that's not me saying that. That's not you saying it. That's the Allergy
UK. And
They
this
have
is the
been
only
tested.
the only product or the only duvet that's got that, right? That we know
The
of,
only
yeah.
silk duvet currently being sold anywhere in the United Kingdom that has that coveted certificate.
Yeah.
And we have it, this is quite interesting, we have it for 35 countries. We have it for Canada, USA, United Kingdom, Ireland, Iceland, all of the EU countries, New Zealand, Australia. And the only reason I mention that, very often what satisfies the authorities in Canada will not satisfy the authorities in Australia.
No.
But on this occasion, the quality of the product is so high, they can find no fault.
Well, I can tell you, a lot of the advertising standards in America, I'm a citizen of the country and lived there for 15 years, they're not as stringent as a lot of the rest of the world. You come to Britain and we're a lot more stringent. But then you go to mainland Europe, and even our laws and you know,
the one country that is really lethal, that's the word, is Canada.
Oh,
honest to God.
yeah.
Now we're a I'm not just saying that.
Yeah.
We're a Canadian company. We've been selling these in television in Canada for 30 odd years, and we sell an awful lot of them. I go there 6 times a year to sell them in Canadian television.
Yeah.
And people will love them. You know, warm in the winter, and it gets really cold in Canada. These will keep you warm in the winter, cool in the summer. Machine washable, 10-year guarantee.
Do you know, I don't know if this is true, but I believe it is, that Canada is called Canada because the original people who discovered the area, the region, they said, "A Canada," which means there's nothing there. Apparently that's true. I don't know whether it is or not, but
Rob,
the veracity of it.
To me, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Next time I'm over in Canada, I'll find out about that.
Please do.
Because, you know, the Canadians, lovely people.
I love Canada. If I could,
Very level-headed.
because they're a Commonwealth country, you'd think that being British, it would be easy to go and live there, but it's not. You still have to immigrate in the same.
No.
But because the film industry is and television is massive, Vancouver.
Yeah, but they're nice. It's a lovely country.
Yeah.
Simple as
Any
that.
Canadians watching, we love. I've got lots of Canadian friends.
Yeah,
very,
so
very
have I.
nice. Very nice people.
I've got relatives that live there in Calgary
do you
as
really?
well. Calgary.
Very nice. Very nice.
Lovely part of the world.
Right, how long have we got left? First of all, how many pillows? I thought this pillows had sold out. How many have we got left? Can you tell me a number? Oh, I thought we were at single figures. Apparently. Oh, okay, we're just waiting for a few people to check out. Technically, all that's left is single figures, but there are a few more people that need to check out before we can confirm it as a as a sellout. In fact, that was before. Are we now oversubscribed, Caroline? Are there more people with these in baskets than we have stock left? Almost. No, we've got literally a handful. I'm just sorry. Excuse me, getting all this information. There are a handful that have not yet been put in baskets.
Okay.
But there are lots of people who haven't checked out yet. If you don't check out, I don't get it, Ray.
Well,
when I want to buy something, I buy it.
Well,
I suppose I do put stuff in baskets for a rainy day.
I know I'm repeating myself.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, if you do, you know, very often people say to me, you know, they come along, they see me at a live exhibition, and they say, you know,
are you the man on the telly?
Yeah, they say, you know, I've been watching you on TV and I've been seeing you at exhibitions all over the place. And eventually they buy one. And a couple of years later, they might bump into me again and they say, you know, you were right, they're wonderful.
Yeah.
But they all say the same thing, Rob.
Yeah.
They say, I wish I had bought it years ago. So if you're at home sitting in the fence, thinking to yourself, should I buy it, should I not buy it? Take the plunge.
Yes.
We're not asking you to keep it. If you don't like it, just send it back. And we'll refund your money.
I'm going to send back. So that was I was wrong about Canada. So I'm going to send that information back. What was the viewer's name? This is what I love about doing this show. Caroline. Oh wait, no. The viewer who emailed in. What was his name? the person that corrected me. But apparently, so he said, Rob's talking absolute, I think it was bollards, something like that. And it's actually from, what was it? Kanata, meaning village.
Really,
and that was from the 1500s, I believe.
Is it really?
Yeah. And then when Jakes Cartier went there, they used it to direct people to the villages. So that's, thank you very much, I appreciate that. I love it when people tell me I'm talking bollards.
Well,
because often I may sound convincing, but sometimes I am talking absolute bollards. Just not about Mulberry Silk.
No, all I know is this, as I say, we've got a few pillows left, grab them while you can.
So we should talk about the duvet. So I'm putting my, by the way, I've had that on my lap for nearly 3 hours. I haven't got a hot crotch.
Well, you know, it's interesting you say that, Rob. When we're out, say it, we do every major agricultural show in Britain, every single one. And we've been going to them for 67 years. Every single year, we're at them, the same show.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? We do about 100 shows a year.
Yeah.
Now, when we're outdoors in the summer, right, these duvets will be lying in the sunshine.
Oh, yeah.
Say from 8 o'clock in the morning till 7 or 8 o'clock at night. Because these agricultural shows, they start early, they finish late.
Yep.
In the afternoon, let's say it's a hot day, 75 degrees,
Yes.
80 degrees, let's say 70. Round about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the duvet's been lying in the bed for, say, 7 or 8 hours. And I say to people, put your hand on it like this. And they get a shock because it's not hot. It's been lying in the sun, beating down on it.
Yeah, yeah.
But it feels cool.
Cool to the touch.
And it makes it, it helps you sell an awful lot of duvets.
I bet it does.
Let's put it that way.
camping show you always talk about, because you do one over a weekend, don't you?
Well, we exhibit at every major camping show in Britain. And in the summer months, the camping shows are held Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. People come along, say, in the Friday afternoon in their motorhome, their caravan. They put their awning out, get the tables and chairs out, get the children organised, get the dog organised. Then they have a little walk round the
call
trade
your wife
stands.
that, though, of course.
Yeah, get the red wine, the white wine, the Guinness, all the stuff out, all the things that make you happy when you're camping. Right. So then they have a little walk around. You'll know all about that, Caroline. So then they walk all around.
Caroline just said to me now she knows why I've been divorced twice.
They walk all around the... I tell you, when this show's over, I'm getting out of here quick. She'll come for me. Right. So
my second wife did a runner. Never saw her again.
So they walk around the trade stands, seeing if there's anything they would like to buy. And sometimes I get a couple up at the stand and they'll say, I'm not sure, do I need one or do I not need one? So I say, well, buy it, pay for it, put it in your motorhome or your caravan tonight on the showground, sleep under it. And if you don't like it, bring it back tomorrow morning and have your money back. Now, given that choice, Rob, a lot of people do buy one.
Yeah.
Take it away, sleep under it on the Friday night. They come back on Saturday morning, 30–40% of them, 30% guaranteed, to buy a second duvet.
Yeah.
They've slept under this for one night only, and immediately they're a convert.
Yep.
The duvet they've slept under for years, the man-made fibre, the duck goose feather, is relegated to the back bedroom, to the loft, to the guest bedroom. This is what they want to sleep under. And if you're sitting at home thinking, should I have one, should I not have one? Try it, that's all we're asking.
Well, it's almost like they've got the same option. Sorry, I didn't mean to. They've got the same option because it's going out 24-hour track DPD today. You should get it Tuesday morning. And so you'll be sleeping on it Tuesday night. And then Wednesday, if you're not satisfied, literally one night only, if you're not satisfied, you get in touch with Arcade Sales. They'll give you your money back.
Yeah, no arguing, no fighting on the telephone. But the important thing you must remember, it is an exceptionally high quality product.
Yeah.
You'll find that, obviously, there will be some shops in the United Kingdom selling bedding this quality. But I can assure you, they're few and far between.
Yeah.
I would say in the whole of Britain, you'll be lucky to find 50 shops selling bedding this quality.
Also, can I say, buyer beware, please, even if you go to a reputable website like Amazon, please be careful that if there are people claiming this quality and the prices are comparable or better, that the market, you just don't know with marketplace sellers because they're independent sellers.
I'll just remind the viewers about this.
Yeah, and don't buy from an unknown website,
Britain,
for goodness sake.
In Britain, I think this is shocking.
Yeah.
Let's say a duvet, you can have as little as 10% silk in it, 90% man-made fibre, 10% silk, and you're allowed to put a silk label on it. They put the word silk in big print, and that's all the average person looks at, silk. They think they're buying a silk duvet. They're buying a silk mix duvet, right? These are made by the official Mulberry Silk Company. Our head office is in Vancouver. We trade internationally, 35 countries throughout the world. I think it's fair to say we have a stellar reputation for making high quality products. And I also think it's fair to say that we do give, in my opinion, an excellent after-sales service.
Yes, you do.
Because that's very, very important. Once we've taken your money, we don't divorce you. We want to stay with you. If you have any problems, we'll look at your problems sympathetically. Even if you are out of the guarantee period, we'll look at it sympathetically.
And just remember, folks, that the duvet has a 10-year guarantee. So all of it's got a 30-day money-back guarantee. It's the only bedding we know of that you can actually try for up to a month, and if you don't like it, get a refund, because you can't do that with shops for hygiene reasons and such. So that's number one. Number two, the pillows have a 2-year guarantee. Mine are 6 years old and they're still going strong. The duvets have a 10-year guarantee, but again, mine are 6 years old, or actually most of them are. I've got a couple that are newer. But there are many people in the nation who've had theirs for 10, 20 years or more. So, and the thing is, if you do put pillow protectors on your pillows, I do, just to extend their life, but they are cotton. They have to be cotton, no plastic, nothing in there, just literally breathable cotton. I've got organic long fibre cotton. You can put duvet covers, you can put duvet covers on there too. Duvet covers if you want to. Again, just go for cotton. Egyptian cotton is softer. You can get a really high thread count. Long fibre as well, if you that's out there readily. It's not that expensive, 25, 30 pounds maybe for a duvet set. And honestly, this is potentially the last set of bedding you may ever have to buy. And the duvets could outlive you. And if you've got kids you're buying these for now, they very well could be my age before they even have to think about buying another duvet. Peter says, "Dear Rob, I emailed in the other day on the Wagner show. This is Caroline's dad." Oh, hello, Caroline's dad, Peter. "I just wanted to confirm she definitely likes a dram or two. Right, Ray?"
Or 3.
Yvonne, hi, it's Yvonne. I emailed you earlier. I wanted to ask how long you should leave your pillow in the tumble dryer for. Half an hour.
Till it's dry.
Yeah, low. I mean, 40 minutes,
Yeah.
45, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, do a half an hour. I don't know if a half an hour would cut it. If it's low, it's not going to ruin it if it's in there. It depends what,
The reason why you won't ruin it is long fibre silk. Each strand of silk is over a mile long.
Pat says, "I'd like to purchase a king-size silk duvet."
Well done.
Well, then go right ahead, Pat. All you've got to do is call, if you want to, 0333241241. Or if you wait about another 4 seconds, you can go to the website. It's 9 seconds. shopontv.co. I know it's 9 seconds because I've edited and I've counted it. shopontv.co.uk. And when you go to shopontv.co.uk, you click on the Live On Air Shop Now. That is the portal to our show page. There's a message box there if you want to send us a message, ask a question, whatever. Can't reply to those. If you need a reply, email studio@shopontv.co.uk. That's our YouTube feed, or you can go direct to YouTube Shop on TV Live. Then just above all the products, you've got you've got all of the shows. So tomorrow night, fitness with Fiona Summers. Jane Plan's back with you Tuesday night, and then all the products are underneath. You can see the duvets, the pillows, the pillowcases, the mattresses. We've only got one size of mattress, unfortunately. So if you want a duvet pack, click on duvet, select your size. She wanted a Super King. we're low in those if you want that. Click, now you can add to basket. Let's show you both. Add to basket. And now go up to the top. Then click on your basket, top right corner.
And remember, they are all-weather duvets. You don't need one for the winter, one for the summer.
And then just check out securely. Or if you click buy now, it'll take you through to the same page as the checkout securely, which is this one. You don't have to set up an account if you don't want to. It is free. You can store credit and debit card information and addresses of others around the nation you might want to send things to. Otherwise, check out as a guest, but make sure you keep a record of your order number because we don't store any of your details. You can also use Apple Pay. You can use Google Pay. You can just pay. But if you don't pay, you don't play. If you don't check out, you're going to get an out. Sorry about that. You got to be in it to win it, Ray.
Well, all I can tell you is this, that wherever I go, people are happy to see me. I've been going to the same shows year in, year out, selling silk for 30-odd years. And when you keep going back to the same venue and people are pleased to see you, obviously the product is okay. There's no doubt about it.
A bit better than that.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. This is a very special product.
Yeah.
It's made by a company who take a pride in what they manufacture. And as I say, the duvets in my bed at home, 37 years old. This is a pillow, I bring it with me. This is a pillow I sleep on at home.
And actually, we haven't got that many of those left, Ray. And in fact, you know what? If you don't check out now, I'm just going to say this. You snooze, you lose. We're actually over-allocated. There are more
Rob,
people with these in baskets than we have stock.
With me is so people at home can make a judgment. Look at this pillow. Look how clean it is. It's been washed at least 20, 25 times. 6 years old. It's been slept on 17,000 hours by me.
By you. Ray, do you know what occurred to me?
Look at the loft on it. Absolute perfection.
I know. Do you know what occurred to me?
What's that, Rob?
Ladies and gentlemen, when you buy a Mulberry Silk product, you won't lose any sleep over it.
You certainly won't. One thing is sure, you'll get a very restful night's sleep. You won't... People say to me, you know, they say the thing they notice most of all with the duvet, when they get into bed at night, they don't toss and turn as much. The average lady or gentleman, when they go to bed at night, the average person turns over in bed at least 40 to 50 times. That's a figure from the Sleep Council, 40 or 50 times. This is a cocoon fibre made by Mother Nature to cocoon you. You slip under it, it gently folds itself around you, it doesn't walk, it doesn't move, it gives a gentle, lovely, even night's sleep. Heat that doesn't make you sweat. It wicks away 30% of its own weight in moisture or sweat. It really is as close to perfection as you can possibly get.
It is conducive to a good relationship as well, or a healthy relationship, because you're not going to be fighting over the duvet in bed. You're not going to be having arguments because one of you is hot and one of you is not. And also, if you're dating, if you're courting, if you are in the midst of a dalliance with somebody new in your life, they'll always want to come back to a Mulberry Silk bed. I can't guarantee that. I'm not giving relationship advice because I've had a disastrous relationship life, but that's the way I see it in my head. You can either agree or you can just call me a complete twit. It's entirely up to you.
Relationship advice is very difficult to give, you know, but who was it? The Greek philosopher said, I can't remember his name now, the one that poisoned himself.
Oh, you mean...
Socrates.
That's the one.
He said, if you marry a good woman, you will be happy. If you marry a bad woman, you will become a philosopher.
I love it.
So that's a good, piece of advice if you're thinking about getting married.
Yes.
Follow Socrates.
I had a wonderful marriage to my son's mother, but she just changed her preference or confirmed that her preference was not necessarily to men.
That happens. Happened to
and
me.
it's and we're still very good friends to this day. She's a wonderful person.
And if you are
but,
divorced, I was divorced from my first wife. In my opinion, it's important, especially if you have children, to stay friendly. Sometimes things just don't work out.
Precisely.
And rather than suffer one another, go away and have I had a second marriage. I'm still married. 48 years later, more children. That's it. Wonderful.
Absolutely. Now that is definitely good relationship.
And remember Socrates.
Remember that? I love that's brilliant. I love that. Ladies and gentlemen, we're almost at the end of the show. It is, as Cilla would say, if you're old enough to remember Cilla Black, it's make your mind up time. 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, Ray, do you want to give us a summary of why people should buy?
Silk.
Yes, yes.
Well,
yes.
total comfort, value for money. Of that, there is not the slightest doubt. I always say when a person is thinking of buying one of my duvets, please consider it to be an investment. You won't have to replace it in 6, 7, 8 years' time. Silk is the second strongest natural fibre in the world. This will last you, once you bought it, in my opinion, the best part of your adult life. It's as simple as that. Allergy board approved, no dust mites in it, none at all. It's as simple as that. So if you have any member of your family who suffers from allergies, in particular breathing allergies, asthma, hay fever, anything like that, why waste your money on duvets that are full of dead dust mites? The average duvet has at least 1 million dust mites in it. A dust mite only lives for 10 weeks. That means 5 million will live and die in your duvet every year. Now there's a clue in the name. Dust. When I die, I turn to dust, and so do the dust mites, and they're in the duvet. So if you have allergies, why don't you buy a duvet? The only one, incidentally, that's
has the Allergy UK
by the Allergy UK
seal of approval.
Certificate.
I have to stop you there, Ray.
Simple as that.
We are out of time, I'm afraid. Ladies and gentlemen, please check out your baskets. Get them. The only thing that you stand to gain from this is a really good night's sleep and a better life, in my opinion and my experience. Ray, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rob.
And I will see you, oh gosh, I'm off next week. I'll see you the week after, Thursday the week after.
Viewers. Thank you for your orders. Yeah.